Welcome back to the Dirty Shirt Podcast.
This is Season 2, Episode 4.
I'm Braden.
That's his favorite number.
It is.
And I'm Nolan.
And we're off.
Like Braden's dirty
stinky pants.
No.
What's up, guys? Before we get into this episode, we just want to address a couple things, do a little maintenance before we have some fun.
Housekeeping.
Yeah. Here we are. First of all, we'll acknowledge we tried to recreate the setup of the lost episode. That was episode 4, which you'll have to go to our posted episode 4 to hear us talk about that a little bit. So yeah, and also this is the picture for our profile pretty much everywhere is this. So, yeah, this is fun.
Yes. And as you have seen or didn't see, we didn't post last week for Thanksgiving, so missed a week, just couldn't get the schedules to align. Sorry about that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's one of the challenges of Season 2 here with having guests on, and yeah, so we do have some great stuff lined up, though, for, and hopefully we'll be able to get back to posting consistently. So. Yeah.
Another housekeeping thing is the Cereal Bowl. Didn't really come to an official conclusion.
Right.
So we're going to do that right now.
Yeah. The winner is
Tony the Tiger.
I think we alluded to that he was going to win. I don't know. And the reason I even realized this is because my dad said to me today, like, you never said who won. I was like, I thought we said who won.
Yeah. We were kind of like, we know who's winning this,
right?
But like, we'll leave it up to the people.
Yeah. And the votes did say that Tony won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tony's our winner, but maybe this will come back in Season 2. A fun fact that I learned was Kellogg's was deciding between two different mascots for Frosted Flakes.
You sent me that.
I found out about it by like a QR code on here, and it was a kangaroo, like a lady kangaroo.
Is it Carrie?
And her Joey or something like that, yeah.
I don't remember. Carrie the kangaroo or something? I don't know.
Maybe they'll have to battle it back out. You know,
yeah,
she's been training. I think had Tony in her sights the whole time.
That would be a cool arc
for
her to like come back and be a villain or whatever.
Yeah.
I want the Frosted Flakes spot, Tony.
Put me on the Wheaties box.
Yeah. That'd be some good ads. Pay us for that, Kellogg's. I think they have to. That's our intellectual property now.
Yeah, the one that they invented in the 1980. Yeah.
Anywho, so yeah, Tony the Tiger won, and
congratulations to you, sir.
Yeah, well done. So last thing before we get into the episode, Spotify Wrapped came out. We have that's one of the 2 places so far that our episodes have been posted. We'd like to try to expand that here coming soon, but Spotify is a really cool thing because they track all the metrics on everything, and it's really cool. Like our Spotify Wrapped was, they create a creators Wrapped, and so we just wanted to acknowledge that to say, like, I actually haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we would love to share it with you guys, and we're just super appreciative looking at some of the stats of just like that we even have listeners or that we even have just people tuning in. And so it's such a special thing. It was the one word we kind of described it as was surreal.
Yeah.
People being like, hey, I'm listening to your podcast. Like, it's on my Spotify.
The most surreal moment for me was like I had a bunch of people send me like their Spotify Wrapped of us like in there, like I listened to this podcast or whatever. And like even when we were like 4th or 5th on their list, like it was so cool to see because it's like the fact that like something that we like our passion project, something that we specifically created, produced, like did all of the work for is like in somebody's like consumption on like Spotify. It's just really cool to see that next to like, you know, people like, I don't know, other podcasters.
Yeah. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love you.
And we won't take up too much of your time. Enjoy this episode. You come into frame and you're just wearing your underwear.
Pantsless episode. You will never escape the crotch pod allegations if you do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I got jeans on today, so we're like
Yeah.
as safe from the crotch pot as we can be. I
Nolan's
think.
actually the one not wearing jeans.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wow.
Well, he is at home.
Black jeans. Yeah.
Speaking of, welcome back to Nolan's house, everybody. I guess you should say that since it's your house.
Welcome back to Nolan's house, everybody. No, yeah. If you remember episode, 3?
Yeah.
We were here and we tried to film a double episode. We actually lost the second episode and it was super echoey. We had like blankets hanging to try to catch the sound. And it's such a work in progress, but it's so cool to now invite you into a house that's slightly more finished. So yeah, maybe we'll do an episode in like another like 3 months and it'll be even cooler.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Like we'll like have the walls painted and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I will say crotch pod though, I think is less about the pants you're wearing and more about your
Angle.
posture.
Yeah.
And you're pretty.
We're
True.
pretty. I think all
True.
3 of us.
We're a little slouched, a little
Yeah,
laid back.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a chill episode, and like I am known places for like slouching, and especially like this when I sit. So, but I'll
What
probably
places are you known for that?
camp.
What are your thoughts on posture?
Posture, I hardly no. I was always raised with the concept of you must sit upright to have good manners, and like when you're at someone's house, you know, make sure that you're like I'm treating your furniture well, and I think there's some level of like, you know, goodness to that. However, I think people like to see when you're comfortable, right? I think if you are always sitting in such a way around someone, they're going to get weird vibes because they're going to be like, why are you like never, your filter's never down? Why are you never just hanging out with me? You know?
Yeah.
I was homeschooled, so I was always doing school just like in bed.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, it's funny at like my dad, I think really like people like drilled it into him because he's taller as well. Like, stayed up straight. And like, I think he really hated that. So like, he never really like said that to me. But like, funnily enough, other like people at like church would be like, stand up straight. I'm like, oh, sorry. And, but I still do like slouch often. And it's funny. I was on a hiking trip one time and we were like up on the mountain and there was somebody from our group down at the parking lot and they could tell it was us up on top of the mountain because they saw me hunched over. And they like took a picture. I'll put the picture in there. You can see it's like zoomed in from really far away and I'm like hunched.
Yeah, that's funny.
I guess there is something to
Big
that.
old Smeagol.
Yeah, literally.
Like if you're a taller person, and then you'll just stick out more if you're hunched because people are like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
look at that guy. Oh, and now he's hunched.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I've been the most self-conscious about in my life is being hunched, or like, you know, tall. So
Yeah.
I've been getting better at not slouching,
Yeah.
but it's a habit. So
You still have to like think about it to
Yeah.
not do it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helps
That
not
makes
to work
sense.
in manual labor.
Right.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah.
said.
Well, speaking of, like, stemmed a bunch of holes yesterday and today, and like I had this like pain point in my back that was killing me at the end of the day today. But so I was unslouching today, standing up straight in the afternoon to combat that. But anyhow,
That's great. Yeah, we all need a little chiropractic, you know, in our life. Anyways, we're here with 2 of our close friends. We should probably introduce them.
that's a good idea.
So we have Joel and Andrew, and yeah, we know them from the infamous camp,
Yes,
and
which has been talked about at length on this podcast.
yeah,
And has maybe not been named.
yeah,
Yeah.
and shall maybe remain nameless.
Right. Yeah. Just don't look too closely at our clothes or listen too
Yeah.
closely to our words in episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're good today.
Maybe if
I'm
you just
forgetting
close
something.
your eyes and mute That'd be good.
Right.
Yeah.
Best way to experience this podcast is with the video and audio off.
If you could actually just unsubscribe and drop a dislike, that
Right.
would be great.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah, I do feel like even in conversation, like just refer to it as camp most of the time.
Yeah.
But
It's like a gender neutral pronoun for
Right.
this activity that I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, we'll get people who apply that aren't familiar with the camp beforehand. I'm like, well, how did you hear about us? They're like, I literally just did a Google search for Christian camp. So I'm like, that means we're the Christian camp.
We're up
Yeah,
there.
sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
We're just one of the high ones.
yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So speaking of, what do you guys do at camp? Well, that's where we met.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Well, you talk about hiring, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, you and I met as I think I was in the staff and training program at this camp.
Yeah.
I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
Braden looks actually kind of similar to you do now. You
Yeah.
went through a lot of different hair phases.
I have been.
But you're back to how I met you.
Buzzed, yeah.
Except now I guess some facial hair on
Yeah, a
top
little
of that.
bit.
But one of the cool things about this staff and training program is that they get to shadow the day camp counselors for a day. And one of the day camp counselors that I was shadowing was Braden.
Yeah.
And
Which is cool. We had somebody that I shadowed in that program on a couple weeks ago, Josie. If you look at episode 1
right.
of season 2,
Yeah.
I shadowed her when I was in the staff and training program. So, yeah, that's cool. I didn't even think about that till now.
yeah, I still remember you. Hunch posture,
Yeah.
blue Phillies hat.
Yeah.
And
Staring down some vultures.
yeah, we went to this place called Indian Rocks, these giant boulders, and it was infested with vultures at a nest of baby vultures.
Yeah. Was that episode 7 that we were on those?
Somewhere about.
I can think it was.
Yeah.
We had an episode on those.
It's so crazy that was the first day we
I know.
met.
Yeah, that's like a core memory for me of camp. Like, especially my first years, like that's one of the things I remember the clearest. And there you were. I was like, hey, make sure they don't pass you. Campers don't go past Andrew. All right, now I'm going to turn around and make sure this vulture doesn't carry off one of my kids. Yeah.
That's wild.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. And funnily enough, I don't know if you remember this because I just recently remember this. I actually shadowed you the following week.
Oh, really?
Because we have
I didn't remember that.
We have 2 weeks of that program that we
Right.
normally do. And the second week, Adam, our previous boss, was like, hey, I'm putting you with Braden this week. And I was like, oh, cool. I know that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Adam, who we will hopefully have on sooner rather than later. You guys can watch out for that episode. That's going to be a great one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know that. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a lot that happens over the years. It's hard to remember. That was one of the biggest things that Adam would always say to us is journal, do this, do that. Make sure you have the memories. I always was like, I'll remember.
Yeah.
I do not remember all the things. I started doing a photo journal later on, and that kind of really helped. But yeah, still a lot of things that kind of got lost over the years.
Yeah. I was just trying to think about, like, obviously I remember the first time I met Andrew was then, and so that's ingrained in my memory. But
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the first time I met you, and
It would have been probably around that same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Because we also discovered, now this was a couple years later, but we discovered that you and Josh and Asher, who are also on this podcast,
Yeah.
barely missed being campers with Andrew and
Right.
I because our parents chose to send us to the younger week, even though we were old enough to go to the week you guys were at.
right?
So,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of crazy too.
yeah.
Imagine if, like, that's kind of a crazy, like, cabin, like
Yeah.
you, Josh, Asher, and there was another guy who's on staff for a couple years in
Yeah.
that cabin. If you two also would have been there, that would have been like,
that would have been something else.
that would have been a lot of like years of service of camp
Yeah.
in one
A
cabin.
lot of dudes. We also might not have been friends or
True.
come back to camp if
True, yeah.
that was the case.
Yeah,
You never
who
know.
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Would have had a bad experience if you were in my
Yeah,
cabin,
yeah.
Braden.
Could have.
Who's to say?
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
It's funny,
So-
like, you guys have much more history. Or at least, like, yeah, when we were young, going to this camp, I also came in, but I came in later to
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
So met you guys in 2020 when I did
Mhm.
my first week of service at camp.
Yeah.
And, kind of joined in the friend group and then never looked back.
Speaking of, one of the places that we went to a lot when we all first started hanging out was,
My trailer.
yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I would love to talk about the trailer.
All right, go for it.
So when would that have been? That would have been 2019. Yeah. It was like a 2020 project. So I think COVID is when we were like, okay, we have all this time. Let's work on this.
Yeah.
But
I don't know when you actually got it, but like I remember that like after the summer of 2020 is when we started like
Yeah.
hanging out at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my dad owned a greenhouse business. He raised tomato transplants. And then around that time is when he sold the business. And he had a tractor trailer that he used for storage. And when he was selling the business, the people who bought the business, our neighbors, our farmers, and they bought the business. The greenhouses were actually on their property, so we were just like renting from them. So they bought the business and they said, we don't want the trailer. So my dad was looking to just try to sell it or get rid of it. And I was like, hey, Dad, like, can we like keep it in the backyard and turn it into a man cave? He was like, yeah, probably. Like, sure, why not? So it was a refrigerated unit. So it's insulated. So we were able to put like carpet in it, and I mean, you guys know, but
Yeah. Well, they don't.
yeah,
Some of them.
we were able to put carpet in it, and I put a pallet wall up, and there's bunk beds and couches, and we got a surround sound system with a subwoofer. I mean, that would
full
shake the
electricity.
trailer.
Yeah,
AC, heat, yeah.
Fish tank.
Yeah, fish tank.
I forgot about the fish tank. Yeah.
Rest in peace, dead Jim.
Yeah.
We tried to take care of you,
Sorry,
but
man.
oh well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just remember, I mean, it was just like basically a shipping container on wheels is what a trailer is. And we were a bunch of 16, 17, 18-year-olds. So I remember going dumpster diving at like local construction zones and just pulling out plywood. And there's a place that does carpeting down the road from my parents, and we definitely dove in that dumpster too. But yeah, I remember when all was said and done, I think I spent $200 on just yard sale and thrifting.
It was
That's
an
really cool.
impressive statistic.
Yeah, that is because
for
it was
sure.
it was a really cool hang. Like it was
Yeah.
a fun spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice.
And something that, yeah, like you said, I never would have expected people that young to be able to invest that much. Backing up to like the beginning of that, I remember our pre-construction meeting because it was before summer of that year.
Well, it was also, okay, so
Yeah.
part of that was I asked my dad, and he's like, yeah, definitely. He's like, but we got to ask Mom first
Oh, yeah.
because it is kind of an ugly trailer, and
Yeah.
they're putting it in the backyard for like everyone who comes over
Yeah.
to see.
Right.
And I remember my mom wasn't super excited about it, so we were trying to look for other places to put it for a while. And then eventually she's like, okay, we can at least give it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And kind of in between that like waiting time, we had a group of guys we were hanging out with a lot at the time. Shout out Zach, Caleb, and Wesley. But
The two of them were hanging out with those guys.
yes, us two. Sorry, not them.
That's all right.
But we went over, Zach and Caleb were brothers, so we would hang out at their house sometimes. So we went over to their house one day. This was like right before summer, and I had just gotten locked in for camp for a role because I was on summer staff at the time. So I was kind of in that headspace already, but the rest of them had essentially free summers. So we were sitting down, and someone brought up the idea, what if we like built something this summer? That'd be crazy. We have like all this time, whatever. And in my head, I was like, yeah, right. We're a bunch of dudes sitting around like talking shop. This is never going to happen. And Andrew started seriously pitching this trailer idea because he was like, guys, we have this in my yard. Like my dad wants to get rid of it. What if we lock in? And I was like, that's a really funny idea. I don't think that's going to happen. Also, I'm working at camp for months, so I could help on like the weekends, but I don't have that much time. But the rest of them got really, really excited about this idea, and I kind of left that being like, that was really cool that we got to brainstorm and genuinely thought nothing was ever going to happen. Then, like, right before camp and then the weeks leading up to camp, they start sending me pictures. They're like, we're in here, we're ripping stuff out, we're like putting stuff in, like we're starting work. And I was like, oh my word, I judged this so poorly. So then my weekends and like free time, I started heading over there to like help them out. I christened that thing in blood. I was helping build a set of the bunk beds for the back, and I slammed my fingers so hard with the hammer it just bled into the wood, and I was like, sweet, they're sealed now. Cool. But yeah, no, it was a real joy to get to be a part of putting that whole thing together.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories, like, well, I have two. One is quick and short. There was a basketball net on the back of it at one point.
Yeah.
And that's like right when I was working construction, so I had my like tool belt on. I think I was like up on the ladder because I think whoever we were there with that day was like scared to go on the ladder. But anywho, I helped like get the ladder or the basketball net on. And we did like tackle basketball.
Yeah, we
which
made
was
all these
fun.
rules.
Yeah. And poor Josh's shirt, the one today was a casualty of that.
We hung it
"That was
up
one
in
of
the
my
trailer
favorite
then,
shirts."
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while.
Next time we have him on, we'll have to ask him about that. But
Yeah.
I specifically remember one time playing tackle basketball with your now wife, and I elbowed her in the head on accident. And then we stopped. And then one of my favorite memories of the trailer was the night that we slept over at it. There was a bunch of us that slept over at it and then went yard sailing in the morning.
Yeah.
And you were there.
Did you join us then? Or were you
He
not
did.
there at
The
all?
next
I came
morning.
to the
I came for yard sales.
Yeah,
Next
and we were
morning.
going off in the group chat and
Yeah.
like
Ripping
that
him, ripping
that
him
was
up.
a fun night.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say what? What
I mean, I was gonna let Nolan if he wanted.
Nolan,
to,
what were you
but-
doing then?
Why weren't you free?
I mean, I'll leave it up to Josie. If she wants to say, she can say.
Yeah. Next time she's.
Oh man, no, we actually talked about that.
Yeah.
That was when I went to the drive-in movie with Josie.
Okay.
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Simp.
Yeah.
Nolan's a simp. Simpin'.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah, that was a fun night. We were fooling to the max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I was
Well, then we
getting a
went to-
lot of texts.
That
just
was
being
on-
like,
we were blowing up.
Yeah.
And we were like, everybody
Everyone
this.
get
And
him,
then
get
Okay,
him.
well,
Yeah.
literally every single one of the boys was there except Nolan.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Come on.
It was a full night, and things didn't stop after that because it was a super fun like evening in the trailer, and we started going yard selling, and just absurd things started happening. I'm sitting in the car with Andrew, our buddy Cordell, and Brennan. I think it was the four of us in that car, and we recorded a video because we could not. We were like, "What is happening?" We were sitting there, and my window is down, and this like old guy comes up to us and is like, "You boys looking to have some fun later?" Or whatever. And we were like, "What are you talking about?" And he pulls this bomb. I'm not
Like an
kidding.
actual
black,
bomb.
like with a
Black
fuse,
sphere
old
with a
school
fuse,
cartoon
yeah.
bomb out of his whatever pocket, and is like,
You
"Take
boys
this."
have fun tonight.
Yeah, like
All
light it and see what happens, essentially, type thing. And we were like, okay, what? Why? Okay. And then we just had this bomb. We were too scared to do anything with it for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, it really kind of
It was a dud.
Yeah,
we
it was
like
like-
built this up for like weeks. We're
Yeah.
planning an event to light the
to see the
bomb.
bomb.
Finally,
Yeah.
the bomb.
yeah.
No, the bomb stunk.
It is still wild that this old guy just came up and handed us a
Yeah.
bomb. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And we decided to eventually do, in fact, light it up.
Yeah.
And see what
And
throw
then
it.
nothing
And
happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
In the middle of a farm field. We were
Yeah,
like,
we
we,
were
thought
safe.
this thing
We were
was going to
safe.
be like dynamite. And it was like,
Yeah.
It's so lame.
A couple of crackles. and-
Yeah.
It was literally just a firework you buy at the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Do you
think
remember also we were yard selling at someone's house? Do you remember who the drivers were? Because I distinctly remember someone throwing keys into a tree.
no, that was the same day. I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a video of that. It was
Yeah.
Braden's car keys.
Yeah, it was my
in
car
the
keys
tree.
into the tree.
You had to ask the lady who was running the yard
Yeah.
sale for a pole.
Hey, can I borrow your broom?
the keys
And I
out
think
of
I had
the
to
tree.
like toss the pole up.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
So funny.
Yeah, I was like, I think I was just tossing my keys up and
Yeah.
down, and I got stuck in the tree.
There's another funny story from that yard sale. I didn't know if you wanted to tell that one or not.
Oh, it's so embarrassing. Yeah. So, like, we were looking for stuff for the trailer because this was like the first night all
Yeah.
the boys were in the trailer, and one of the things we really wanted to have was a Wii. Obviously, it's classic.
Mm.
And she had this box of accessories, like Wii accessories. And I think she wanted $40 for it, which was like probably about what it was worth, but like you could probably get that on eBay for about the same price. So I was like, I offered her $20, thinking like nobody else is gonna buy this for that price. I'll give her $20. That seems fair.
And there's no guarantee that any of that stuff would have worked.
Right.
Yeah.
We had no way to test it.
Yeah.
And then so I pay her and she gives me the box and she's just like, yeah, like I just lost my job and I having this yard sale to just kind of make ends meet. And I was like, man, I feel terrible now. And then I walked to the car and just left.
I was standing right next to him because Andrew has had a long history of, he's a good negotiator. He knows how to go into a yard sale, talk to someone, get the most bang
The
for
art
his
of the
buck.
deal.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I usually just offer him what the price that I'm willing to pay for it.
Right. And I thought what he was doing was super fair, but then, we're young guys just like trying to cop a deal and then see her standing there with like her kids just being like, yeah, lost my job. I need this money. We were just like, okay, have a good day.
I was 60. I didn't have money in my
Right,
like I
yeah,
wasn't going to pay.
crazy,
The
yeah.
options were pay $20 or not buy
Yeah.
it at all.
Yeah,
So
Hey, it is what it is.
Their kids are like, I hope you enjoy the Wii. Thank you for giving us food for this week.
Yeah.
I'll be bored out of my mind, but at least I'll be
Yeah.
full.
Yeah.
Was there a Wii in it, or was
No,
it just
it was
like,
Just accessories.
None-
There was like
Trucks
Wii
and
remotes,
games.
accessories. They had like the sensor bar.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was at the time when we stuff, because like now it's gone back up a little bit, but that was at the time when it was still pretty dirt cheap because
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
super common. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. What a time. The
Yeah.
trailer. My basement was a hangout spot.
Mm.
Brennan's house was a hangout spot.
Yep.
McKenna's brother. I guess it was McKenna's house more at that point,
Yeah.
more than it was Brennan's.
Yeah.
But yeah, good times.
Yeah. It's kind of.
I
Go ahead.
real quick, I specifically remember like on the top bunk of the bunk bed, just like in a full smile and like giggling, falling asleep. Like there hasn't been like camp and like I don't know, maybe other like sleepovers in my youth, like just feeling so giddy. Like
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
sleep. There's not that often that you like have that.
We
feeling.
were laughing really hard that night.
Yeah. It's
That
true.
was fun.
That was such a fun time.
Yeah.
Season of our friend group because like, I mean, all of us were single. And I think
Yeah.
that definitely helped with the drive of like wanting to like hang out.
Yeah.
But like, we would get together like literally every Friday.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah. And I mean, COVID was a rough time of life, but we can't pretend that didn't give a lot of credit to that type of situation playing out because everyone had so much free time.
Yeah.
At that point, it was like there were sometimes we were doing things multiple times a week because
Oh, yeah.
it was like, well, what else is there to do? You
Yeah.
know, might as well. And what I was gonna say before is I'm honestly surprised that the trailer stuck around as like a staple as long as it did because for most people, for me and Andrew, it was nice because that was kind of more towards our area. At the time, you guys were kind of more far away.
It was like a 25-minute drive every time.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I remember feeling cool because, like, I always admired that my dad could just know where he's going at all times. And, like, I remember using my phone, like, the first couple times. But then it was like, I know how to get from my house to a place 25 minutes away super well without, like, my phone or whatever.
And it's not highways; it's all back roads.
Yeah. I can just go. And it was cool. And and your the party house, too.
Oh,
was
my
the spot.
lord.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't forget the party house.
We can get into that. But that was cool too. Like that was also a place.
Christian party house. Christian party.
Yeah,
house.
yeah, yeah. Kosher activities.
Yeah. Well,
Actually, though.
side note on that, like, there's our job site that we're at right now is like an hour away south of York, and I know how to get there like from my house without my phone. I'm like, man, I'm so cool. But anyway,
That's funny.
Just like my dad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the party house.
A great era
Have
of
we talked about that?
friendship. I don't know. We'll mention it briefly if not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the ability to house sit for a pretty wealthy couple that owned a business at their house, and they had 2 small dogs, but they would vacation pretty frequently, at least like local vacation, be gone for a weekend or for a week, like pretty consistently, like once a month probably.
Yeah.
And they'd always ask me to house sit for them. I was also doing some like landscaping and like yard work for them on the side, just because I was like, extra income is cool. And like, again, it was in a season where like everyone had a lot of free time. So I was like, yeah, I'll work outside and get paid for it. And they were like super nice, super chill, super trusting. Like their house and like a port office of their business, they were just like, yeah, have people over, like have a good time, like we trust you. And it's like I didn't know them that well, but I was like, all right, I will. So like
Took full advantage of that offer.
Yeah.
they had like a hot tub, a pool, like a nice yard.
They had a pool table downstairs too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pool table,
yeah.
ping pong, just like a nice house, lots of seating.
The biggest
a
TV I
big
had
TV,
seen at that point.
Dude,
Yeah.
the
The
massage chair. That
Oh
was
my
sick.
word.
a massage
Yeah.
chair,
Yeah.
and like 2 like quirky dogs that were very funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
they
very
were
funny
They look
dogs.
like miniature Chewbaccas.
Yeah.
They were fun.
The one was like
Yeah.
really old and like had like cataracts. And it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was so fun, and it was like the easiest job, easy
Yeah.
buddy, and like such a fun time. We had our Friendsgiving there.
The
Our first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was like
Which
fancy
all of us
too.
were at.
Yeah.
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 And they had a beautiful dining room that we needed.
I didn't
When-
even tell them.
yeah.
Like I like told them like when I would have people over, hey, you okay if I peel it? They were always like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
But like for that, I was like, I did not ask if it was okay for us to cook like an entire turkey and
Right.
stuff in their house.
Yeah.
And like and they had cameras like everywhere.
Yeah, they did.
Which
Right.
like
We
I
could-
think that was
yeah.
their business, right? It was
Right.
like
They had a little office
security.
on the side of their business, or side of their house. Yeah.
yeah. So like I think if we would have like done anything, they would have known. I think
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why they were so trusting. But I mean, it seems like they were cool people. I never met them. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like around the time that short form content was like getting really big. And I remember we filmed at the time, it was a trend
yeah.
to play old time rock and roll and come sliding in from out of the room.
yeah.
And
About
we
that.
took forever and it literally took so long to
We got
time
pretty
up.
good at it.
But yeah,
We could probably put that in.
Yeah.
got like
That's
4 or
good.
5
I don't
people
think I have
sliding
the
in.
video.
Yeah,
If
it's somewhere.
It's gotta
anybody
be
has the
somewhere.
video,
I might,
somebody send it
I
to me.
probably
Joel
have
probably
it
has it.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so many things. I actually have.
Dude, I just remember sliding across the kitchen like 12 times.
Well, you'd slide
That
too
is
far and go, yeah,
Yeah.
go flying out of frame.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
all right, redo the song, try again. Yeah,
Or someone just slips and falls. And
yeah.
Yeah.
And we actually stayed overnight there the
Yeah.
day before your sister-in-law's wedding.
Yeah.
Which is
Right.
crazy.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember not being able to do that, stay overnight for that, and I actually was super late to that wedding. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
you
Yeah.
were.
You went to
were.
the
I
wrong
don't think I
place.
stayed over. I was
Yeah.
at the breakfast the next day. But I
Or
don't
you
think I
know
stayed
what?
Yeah,
over.
'cause
I
you were
think
at
I did
breakfast.
stay.
Yeah,
I think I did stay
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
and then I went home.
You had to leave.
And
right.
yeah, I went
Yeah,
home
yeah.
because I don't think I brought any of my stuff,
Mhm.
and then that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
That's when we went to IHOP, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we went to.
I remember
yeah.
being.
I have a picture of all of us in my car.
Oh yes,
in my
I do
van.
too. Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
the time the waitress like just didn't show up
Yeah.
to give us the bill? And we're like, we have somewhere to go.
It also took them like 30 minutes or like
Yeah.
40 minutes to even like come to the table to begin
Oh,
with.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also at the time that I was in like heavy PT and recovery process for like
Yeah.
my ACL surgery. So I was sticking to a strict like green diet of anything. So I remember being
remember
super
that.
salty because I'm like, we never go out to like breakfast, and I got nothing. I got like coffee, and I was like, this stinks.
Well, I also think it was like a unlimited pancake promotion.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it was
yeah.
one of the ones where it's like they only give you 2 at a time and you have to
Yeah.
order them.
Right.
So I
And they
remember
start
like
to
we
bring 'em out
kept on
slow.
trying to call them back.
Yeah.
And
And
just,
they were
like,
probably
ignored-
like sick of
yeah.
it. So then we were like, no, we don't want more pancakes. We just want to pay. Come back, please.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's funny.
I'll see if I can find that picture too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
A great age to just like be kids and just like goof
Mhm.
around. I also like have a video memory of just like us watching Wipeout at the party house at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. I really do see that as like kind of defining moments for like our like friend group. Like
Mhm.
I don't know if we'd all be as close as we are today, like without
Yeah.
all of that. Like
Mhm.
remember a lot, like we would stay out till like 2-3 a.m. often.
Like all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is like I think people that age often do that, like in like college scenes and
Yeah.
whatnot. But I think most of the time that's like partying
Yeah.
and like general debauchery, from
Yeah.
my understanding.
Yeah.
And like a lot of that for us was really meaningful and like
It's super wholesome.
yeah,
Too.
Yeah.
bonding time. Like I mean I remember specifically with you like talking late at night like sometimes, and like I mean all of us for sure. Like
Yeah.
I like my parents, it like that was a testy moment
Yeah.
for them to like be okay with me coming
Yeah.
home at like 2:30, 3 a.m.
Or
Like
even
from a-
host. Like my parents, it was like we're like we love people staying over, but like
Yeah.
sometimes it was like
People
once
hear
it
a
gets
lot,
to like
yeah.
2-3 a.m. like girls and guys hanging
Yeah,
out together, like. But yeah, I don't know. It was really special.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Yeah. And it was just like, we had our whole like group chat and stuff, and people just, and like we said, on weekends, yeah, we were out super late, but even not weekends, like I remember like a random Tuesday night or whatever, Nolan's like, I got the house tonight. Everybody pull up.
Yeah,
And I'd
yeah.
be like, when are my responsibilities
Yeah, yeah.
done? So I
Go.
can pull up. Please hurry up. Yeah, it was just like
Yeah.
it was just like someone would give a herald and everyone else would be like, all right, I'm
We're
coming.
there.
Like,
Yeah.
get me there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's funny too, being like, Mom and Dad, where are you going tonight? The trailer.
the trailer.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like that set us up really well when we started doing our guys group.
Yeah.
Boys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because we kind of taken, that was kind of like an in between where we hadn't been getting together regularly. All of us were at different stages of life. Some of us were in college. Some of us were still working at camp. Some of us were thinking about marriage, and yeah, just we're like, what if we get together and start talking about a little bit more meaningful things on a regular basis? And like pretty much everyone was like, yes, I'm so down for that.
Yeah. Which brings us to one of the things we want to talk about today, I think. Like just stereotypical like guy relationships. I feel like a lot of times, I mean, some of the things that we see in those stereotypes is like, men don't talk about their feelings, and what are some of the other ones we had down?
Yeah. So we were thinking, because we do, one of our questions for the podcast is, what are some misconceptions? And since we're talking about guy friendships tonight, I looked up a couple stereotypes about guy friendships, and I think we can just kind of confirm or deny those together or discuss them. So the first one being like that guys avoid talking about their feelings.
I mean, I feel like we talk about our feelings often.
No, not me. I personally have zero feelings ever.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like, well, yeah. What do you guys think?
I mean, I feel like it's hard to ask us this question because, like we just explained, there's a lot of history with the guys that we're close with, specifically in, say, like our Boys of the Light type group. Because, yeah, I feel pretty comfortable talking to, say, a lot of you guys about some of those things, but say it's someone who's a friend from another scenario, I might feel a little bit less comfortable than that. So I feel like guys in general tend to get in this headspace when we're hanging out of just like, we're just trying to find out who can say the funniest thing, who can like, what can we laugh at, what can we like what subject can we get on and go off on a tangent for a long time. I feel like to really get into that headspace of like, I want to share feelings with you, it usually is in more of a one-on-one scenario. Because like I said, our group may be short, but in general, I feel like it happens more one-on-one than it does in a group. I don't know what you guys think.
I feel like there's like a curve of seriousness, probably. At least like for example, we go to the trailer. It's a late night hang. Like everyone's there. People start showing up. You know, you've just finished your responsibilities, and like you're just gotten off of work or school or whatever. So it's like serious, you know. And then you start making some jokes. You start whatever, and it starts getting a little silly. Starts getting like whatever. Then it just starts getting like full blown, like everyone's making fart jokes, like everyone's texting, like it's whatever. And
Braden's
then it goes into
giggling.
like,
Yeah.
then it gets like, it's 1 a.m. and it's just deliriousness.
Right.
Like,
People are like, what if we went to 7-Eleven right now? What if we
can make it
to the Pentagon and back?
Yeah.
and just like absolute, like we should probably go to bed.
Yeah.
And then I feel like there's a point where it's just like, you get past that and then you're just like, oh man, I love you guys. What is life?
Yeah.
And then it's just like deep discussion.
Yeah.
after
That's how I
that.
felt like it was often for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. And like, yeah. I don't know. I feel personally, I personally don't have that hard of a time. Like, I think sometimes I am like too trusting and whatnot. And so like, I don't have a hard time oftentimes like opening up to people. And like, that's something that I've been like really thankful for our group is like we are able to have those like real deep discussions. Like we talk about, I mean, we schedule times to talk about our feelings with each other. And like, not like
It's kind of crazy to say it like that.
yeah, literally like but like and like, you know, even at those times though, we have a good balance of like fun. Like we usually start with like playing games or like video games together or just like yapping. And then like we get to business and, you know, we get the stuff out that we need to get out. And even back then when it wasn't as structured, I feel like you said, like things often followed that curve of like have fun, which we do.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, you know, we'd not shy away from talking about like serious things. And so, yeah, I do, like, I agree though, like, other, you know, friend groups and whatnot, like, I think the more you get to know somebody, the more you can open up with them. And yeah, I don't know. So I think there's truth to that stereotype. But at least in my experience in life, I feel like I don't have a problem.
You can cure male loneliness with a trailer.
Yeah.
That's what we've discovered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, there are people who don't talk about their feelings, even with like their loved ones, which is like, you know, sad. And like, you might have family members. Maybe you're somebody who does that. Like, I like, yeah.
I think it's something we've noticed too with our generation and the newer eras of people coming along is that we seem to be a little more, and maybe, who knows, the internet might have something to do with this, I don't know, but seem to be a little more willing to talk and open up about some of these things, whereas it seems like past generations were a little more tough as nails with that kind of thing, which has pros and cons.
Sure.
But
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that way for sure. I think people are more open.
Yeah, the second stereotype was that guys roast each other to their face. I think that's true.
Yeah.
To their face or about their face?
Both.
Depends on who the guy is.
Yeah.
It depends if they're chopped or not.
Yeah. No, that is 100% true. I feel like, at least for our group, I feel like there might be some people that are like, yeah, we don't do that because people get frustrated or upset at each other. But I feel like a lot of us.
Also with guys, like there's always that one guy that everyone picks on.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. And you're probably thinking of either one or multiple guys right now that
Where you're like, I don't
when you
know.
say that.
I don't know who that is. It's probably you then.
Yeah, and obviously there's a fine art to it. I
Yeah.
feel like, because you can, it's not really funny to just go up to one of your friends and say, "Hey man,
You're an idiot.
you look stupid."
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. But if you're clever about it, and I feel like that is something that our group has taught me a lot about over the years, because I'm just gonna say it. I'm friends with a lot of really funny people. And I feel like because of that, it's helped me learn a little better the art of trying to either be quick on my feet or like think through some of those things. My roommates right now, one of them has said to me on multiple occasions, he's like, "Dude, how are you so fast with these things? You just like autopilot respond." And I was like, "I've had good teachers."
Yeah, I think some of the thing that makes our friend group so funny is that it's never malicious or
Yeah.
it never
Yeah,
attacks the
yeah.
identity of the person.
Absolutely.
It's always in jest, and the both parties know it, and it's just funny.
Nobody takes anything personally,
Right,
which is
and
important.
on the rare occasion that someone might push someone else too far, we're stable enough with each other that we can then go to them and either bring that up, or you as the person who does it will recognize and be like, "Hey man, sorry about that. I
yeah.
got caught up in the moment."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and too, like,
Yeah.
I think that's really important too. Is like, it's just as important to be able to receive the jest as be able to give a properly timed one.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah. I feel like it goes in seasons. Like sometimes you are like dishing it, and sometimes you're taking it.
yeah, for sure.
And it's like we talked about when I was being roasted for the Simpsons.
Yeah, dude.
And just like
we
Yeah.
were all piling.
Yeah,
on.
and it was great.
yeah.
Like it was so fun to receive it and be like, they love me. They're giving they're
Yeah.
you know, they're getting on me for that.
Yeah.
But like, and it's like in love too, and also like you can also confront people like if it is too much and
Yeah.
be like,
Oh,
you
for
know,
sure.
be like, you said whatever. Hey, maybe like,
Yeah.
you're going on a lot of dates,
Right.
Like, bringing up things in love.
Yeah.
Not that was happening.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like that's kind of the way guys approach it. It's
Yeah.
like, you laugh about it, and it's like, we should like talk about that sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta. And then actually, you saying you gotta be able to take a jest. I mean, that's so important. And that's actually kind of a core part of like Andrew and my dynamic over the years. I forget if we said this already, but we've been friends for a very long time.
Yeah, I don't think we have.
And part of that,
Over 10 years now. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
and one of the things that people often said to us when we were a little bit younger was like, I don't even remember what circles, if it was like co-op circles or who, but people would be like, "You guys, like, you're such good friends."
And what's co-op for those?
Co-op is a school
It's a Christian homeschool I was just asking
Yeah.
Christian, but ours is Christian homeschool gathering. It's very fun.
school for homeschooled kids.
But you don't look homeschooled.
Yeah. Number one thing that we both heard over the years. But you don't sound homeschooled. You don't act homeschooled.
Let me just say something. Homeschooling is a spectrum, okay? There are homeschoolers that, like, when you think homeschool, that comes to mind. Yes, there were homeschoolers like that there.
Yeah.
There's also homeschoolers that are very smart and intelligent, normal people. Both can be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the defining things of homeschooling from two public schoolers is like usually the social aspect isn't there. I've found that's the key way to know, because I've known some really smart homeschoolers who don't have the social things, so they stick out like, sore thumb or whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like you guys are both two very well-adjusted people.
Yeah, and I mean, that was something like homeschool jokes. There was a time in my life when they did bug me, even coming into camp
Yeah.
a little bit. I was learning to get over, and you can totally bleep this person's name if you want, but Lizzie was my number one hater.
No, we're not
For
bleeping that.
years. Yeah, every time something going on, she's like, "Oh yeah, you probably think that because you didn't go to school and you worked inside at your table instead of a desk." Whatever type thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, Lizzie, stop it! I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
We avoid last names.
yeah.
First names, toss them out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Every first name you can think
Yeah.
of.
But yeah,
I
no,
don't even have that first.
it's important to be able to take a joke, and that's bringing it back to like what I was saying before. Like we've been friends for a long time, and something that people in those like co-op circles wherever would often say is, "Oh, you guys are like such good friends. You never fight. You get along so well." And we would always be like, We fight all the time. Andrew and I had a lot of arguments as like kids, and I think that was part of what made us such good friends. Is we
still do sometimes.
yeah. We still do, and we figure out how to resolve them and get past them, and have been doing that for a while. But one of the things pretty early on that Andrew started getting after me for was the fact that, yes, I was homeschooled and I was a firstborn. Those two things being together meant I was kind of top dog in my circles. I wasn't getting picked on a lot because my siblings were younger than me, my cousins were younger than me, my like church people I would hang out with were like the same age as me, but your little Sunday school friends probably aren't like coming after you for stuff. And Andrew pretty early on, at being a second born, started finding ways to get under my skin.
No, I don't.
And one of the number one things that I remember was you were the one that started this, and then it caught on with everyone else calling me Fireball. In like, I think it was like when I was in like 7th grade or something. He's like, Joel, we call him Fireball because he gets so mad anytime anyone says he's mad. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't get mad. No, stop saying that.
Fireball.
Yeah. Exactly. That's something that see what I mean. And I just be like, what do I do?
Oh, that reminds me. We had a friend named Corey. I love Corey. Corey should
out.
watch the podcast. We should tell him
Shout
to
out
watch.
Corey.
He should watch
Yeah.
this. He's a cool guy. But he would always do this thing to people. He'd be like, "You're so uptight. You're so uptight. You're like,
No.
you're up here, and you need to bring it back down here." And when I went to my own circles, like camp circles, I like made that my thing. But like, people at camp think that that's my thing. I stole it from Corey. Corey also wasn't original. He definitely stole it from someone else.
Yeah.
Well, everybody is an amalgamation of everybody
Yeah.
else.
But I mean, if you ever want to mess with someone, like use that line. Like, you're so uptight. You're like right here. You need to bring it down here, because they either have to agree with you, or you get to prove their point.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very manipulative.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Very annoying too. I've had that done to me, probably by Andrew.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And some people might hear like what we're saying and be like, "Oh, that's so mean. That sounds like bullying. Like you're treating people poorly."
Yeah, and that person's just soft.
And to an extent, I get what
I'm joking.
I get that. But for me at least, and for other people that I know, that type of thing was so helpful, because I did have problems with that, and it kind of helped me get past that and realize, you know what? I'm taking things way too seriously. Like, I need to start having fun with my life, or I'm gonna get gray hair.
I do need to take a deep breath.
Yeah. I do need that chill pill. Give that to me. I'll
Yeah.
take that, actually.
Yeah. And honestly, that's been probably the reason why Joel and I have been such close friends for such a long time. Because, I mean, relationships are hard. And, I mean, Nolan, you and I are in now year 2 of marriage. And when you're in such close proximity, like, I spend just about as many waking hours with Joel as I do my wife. And, like, when you're around someone that much, there's gonna be tension. Like, we're imperfect people, and we rub each other thin. And Joel and I have known each other for over 10 years, so we've had a lot of opportunities for that. But we've always worked through things, and we've had pretty good communication with each other. And like in those moments, that creates like a bond and trust. And like the next time, we have that to fall back on when we work through the next thing. So.
Yeah. And we mentioned this too, like as far as people that we like to pile on, like we said that there's like oftentimes one person that we like to pile on. I think for all of us, we know the one person for our friend group. But like, you think,
Yeah, friends, put that in the comment down below.
Come on, guys.
Who's the friend in your
You
friend
know.
group?
yeah. But like, if anything were to happen to him, like,
Oh, yeah.
all of us, I think, would drop anything to like be there
Mm-hmm.
for that person, and
Absolutely.
like, and I feel that way for like anybody in
Yeah.
our friend group,
Any
like,
of the boys.
like, yeah, anytime, like,
Because if he goes, I don't want to be the person everyone makes fun of. You know?
Yeah.
right,
We must
He
preserve
plays
them.
a crucial role. Keep him there.
yeah, but like, yeah, like we have a you know, I think we're all like fiercely protective of each other, and like, like, if somebody completely random were to come in and start being like, "Oh, you're ugly" and whatever, and like,
Yeah.
that wouldn't fly.
What's
Yeah.
up, bro?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
These stereotypes kind of tie together is what it seems like I'm seeing from this, because like if guys are able to give jokes and take a joke, it seems like it kind of leads to more comfortability,
yeah,
being able to share those kind of feelings and stuff down the road. Like he was saying, it kind of creates a bond, especially if then you get in an argument over it at some point and
Sure.
are able to resolve that. So it almost seems like if one of those stereotypes isn't true, the other one isn't as much either.
It's
yeah.
like a rite of passage. Once you've made it as friends and have that trust, then you can razz each other.
Yeah, and like you wouldn't go up to like, I mean, you know, that's I feel like a way to gain, yeah, like you said, the trust is to razz each other, and like you wouldn't go up to a guy that you just met and start like ragging on him, like, or like if you do, like you got to do that carefully, and, like
Yeah.
and like once I feel like there's a section of the like you know, when you first meet a new guy,
When you're talking to a guy.
yeah, there's like there's a period there,
You're like sizing each other up.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
where you're like, you know, feeling out what this guy's comfortable with, what's their joke style, like.
Could I beat him up?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
can I
Right.
can I rag on this guy without him like, you know, getting upset or
Yeah.
whatever, and like I feel like that's how you can judge character, is by like, you know, it's a way to judge character.
Mm-hmm.
What was the point of me saying that? I was leading to something, but I forgot.
You saying that makes
you got
me,
caught up on meeting the guy.
Yeah.
You got
stuck
lost
there.
in the eyes of that guy.
Lost in the song.
I was sizing him up too much.
Yeah.
You make me think of like how we meet new people at camp with that though, because we say, we
remember.
don't like make fun of people right off the bat. Sometimes we do a
Yeah.
little bit,
And
because
that
especially in that
oftentimes-
environment.
Yeah, and like especially at camp, like a new guy coming into like the guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes like ragging on him can make him feel more comfortable, and
Yeah.
like, and then like, you know, they can give it back, and then like you're in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's like I said,
It's a sliding
tough
scale.
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
you know, depends how you meet them. And yeah.
I had like a friend that like didn't come from that background, and it was a girl, so maybe it was different. And I was like, I just treat everybody the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I would always just like, you know, get on her for
Yeah.
things or whatever, like, ah.
Yeah.
And like, she's like, you're so mean. And I was like, I only make fun of the people that I like.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, it's mean. And I was like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was funny.
Yeah. There is something to that though. Like, because
Yeah.
I think all of us would probably give an answer like you said, like, I'm doing that because I think you're cool, like, and I want to be your friend.
Yeah.
But then some people don't respond that way,
Yeah.
and you have to adjust a little bit.
Yeah.
Or they adjust too.
Yeah.
Probably some of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the point that I was leading to as well is that like there's some people who I can remember the exact moment where like I was trying a joke, and like if they would have gone into this, if they wouldn't have gone for this, like our friendship probably wouldn't be as good as it is.
Yeah.
So specifically Cam, you guys know
Oh
Cam?
yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I have a picture. There's two pictures. It was right after a night basketball. We were doing the picture, and like, this is like, I had only known him for like a couple weeks, maybe like one or two. And I like pretended to like kiss him in the picture. And I like had my eyes closed, and I opened my eyes, and he was doing the exact same thing. And we were like that close to kissing, and then like so the picture's in like a burst.
Yeah.
So there's a picture of us going like this, and then us both going like oh, and it's like the perfect moment. I was like, no way that's like on camera. That like are the
Yeah.
moment of us becoming like friends.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, it's cool. But yeah.
Right. Like if I'm just acquaintance with somebody, I'll just be pleasant. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like razz them. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Just someone walking down the street.
Yeah.
Nice pants, am I right?
Yeah, idiot.
Purple, bold. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes you can.
Yeah.
You feel it out. You know.
Yeah. And like, yeah, like I said, like setting is really important. Like coming to a camp setting where like we're trying like very intentionally to make people feel a part of the group. like that's one of the ways that we're gonna do that is by like,
Right. Like
treating them already like a friend.
yeah, including them in the fun and in the jokes, which is like a community.
Yeah.
So.
Whereas like if you're meeting people at work for the first time,
Yeah.
like I have a lot of guys who I was like ended up being close with, and to the point where we would rag on each other, like at the hardware store that I worked at. But I definitely didn't start that way. Like it started with us just, good morning.
And when a new guy comes in and he does that, everyone's like, okay, come on.
Right.
Like,
You got to earn that.
it's not your place yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you're tracking along with us, keeping notes, our third stereotype and last stereotype for today that I found on this random website was that guys act tough when there's girls around.
How tough did we act when we were hanging out at the trailer? There was girls around.
I mean, yeah.
I think our friend group is a little bit different than the
it's hard to-
typical guys, because I don't know, like we were there just because we enjoyed being friends. We also had camp, like we did something together and built relationships that way. But
I think that's a key part of like our friend group is that we were all like, I mean, we all have camp, so it's like a shared struggle that we all had. We already all already had that. Like,
we also chose that. It wasn't like school that we were forced to do.
Right. Yeah. And so like I think a lot of the times like if it were, I don't know, there's like youth group, for example, I guess. Or I mean, insert your group activity here. But like where it's low effort, you're there to be like served, and like you're there to like meet people and have fun and like perform. You're putting, whether you're intentionally or not, like you're putting on something. Whereas a place like camp, like we're all there to serve, and we're there to be vulnerable with, like, there's a certain amount of vulnerability that comes with that. Like you're like working and there's like hard stuff to do. So I think a lot of that performative stuff gets like stripped away. And like, especially, so like all of those girls that we like hung out with back then also did camp. So like, if we were to start, trying to act tough, they'd see right through that.
They'd be like, you guys are dumb.
Yeah,
Why are you doing that?
Partly because, they're intelligent, but
Yeah.
also because like they've already seen us act when we're struggling.
Right.
Through hard stuff.
We were in an environment together
Hardships.
where we were doing that. And
It's hard to act tough after someone's seen you play with kids for 8 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. And while, I know we've been referencing camp a lot, but just a last thought with that. Like, we can't also forget the fact that literally all of us in like our friend group at some point in our lives have been specifically trained, sometimes for years, in the art of creating fun and playing games and talking to people. And like we've had actual, I guess we'd say, professional training in that area, which is really funny to think about.
Or at least professional experience.
Yeah. So it was like, it's a little bit unfair of a situation to kind of judge that on an unbiased basis. But that being said, we all, either because of that or having sisters growing up or whatever reason, I felt like we're pretty comfortable talking to girls on a friendship basis, because there are guys that aren't, especially certain groups of guys that are just like, I have the boys, I only need the boys, we don't really talk to girls, and that's that. So I definitely see that stereotype playing out.
Well, here's your question, Nolan. You're the only one of us without like sisters or a sister.
True.
What did you feel? How did you? So like,
tell us your feelings. How do you feel about telling us your feelings?
For example, like growing up, my sister, I had one older sister. So like the first like other humans that I was really interacting with were like her friends, and like first strangers that I was interacting with were like her friends. So like I had to get used to talking to girls pretty quick. And like you guys had sisters, and I mean you were the oldest, but you had an older sister. And so I feel like that's definitely a great way to get comfortable talking to girls.
Yeah, as the sisterless member of the group. No, I don't know. I think like, yeah, in high school, I probably wasn't like the best at it, the most proficient. Obviously, you have like family friends, you have people like there's girls around that you are very comfortable with, that just feel like your friends or just like feel like anyone else. Yeah, I don't know. In like public high school, there's like a little bit of that like, you know, I gotta ask her to the dance,
Right,
like
exactly.
type of thing.
And there's definitely a difference between a girl that you want to be friends with and a girl that you have a romantic interest in.
Right. And I think like, so I don't know, probably was like maybe less proficient than someone would have sisters like in high school. But I think going into camp, and I think just like being somebody that just like wants to have fun with people and just want to know different people, you like go into that environment where like everyone's like working together, like you said, like working together to accomplish a similar goal. It was all just like camp friends. There wasn't really any delineation.
Yeah,
And it was funny because then like when a lot of girls ended up going to college and stuff during the school year, and like McKenna ended up being like one of the sole girls that would come hang out with the guys.
Yeah.
And
McKenna
we're like,
and the boys.
she's one of the
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I was a big fan of that. Like,
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
something that was like one of the attractions for me was like, oh yeah, we can be friends.
Yeah.
Like, and like it's very like natural and like fun to like have her around.
Yeah! Ah! Yeah! Oh, jeez! Oh, no!
Also, Brennan totally wouldn't have been able to hang out with us.
Yeah.
Because he had no ride home.
Right.
So, like, it was a double whammy right
Yeah.
there. Get both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that was. I remember thinking that was so cool. Like her coming and like still hanging out with us, even when she was the only girl.
Yeah. And like keeping us humble. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
for
Maybe
sure.
that's why it didn't
Yeah,
get
that's
too
true.
degenerate. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she would kind of give that, because, you know, and we know this too from, especially like in a working environment with women, like there's something about the guy mindset that kind of turns off a little bit when a woman says something. So like you're like, oh guys, oh whatever, this thing, that's dumb. And then for a second you're like, maybe it is dumb. And then if it actually is dumb, you think about it a little more.
Yeah.
I have a couple very specific memories of that happening to me in a work environment. We're like, oh, this is so funny. I don't think it's actually that funny. Shoot.
All right.
I don't think it is. I think maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the stereotype was being tough, right? Or do guys act more tough around
Right.
around girls? And I feel like I've seen that a little bit, but I feel like that's also a little archaic. Like it's very like old school movie, like, oh, go for the jock, whatever. I feel like more often I see guys trying to be more funny around girls.
Yeah.
Rather than I'm a big tough guy, like, oh, I got to make her laugh more.
Yeah.
they're doing too much.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true, because
I
tough
guess
guys
that's-
are Mr. Nonchalant more
Right.
so.
I think
More
I
so,
see that
yeah.
in a similar vein. But yeah, like definitely I think the heart of that like stereotype is like people being performative like around girls, whatever that looks like, putting on a mask. So for some people that's being tough, for some people that's being funny, some people that's like listening to Leve or whatever you call her, her name or whatever. But yeah, I think that definitely happens. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think in our friend group, I feel like we did pretty good at dispelling some of these stereotypes. I think we were like 1 for 3. You know, we do make fun of each other in front of each other's faces,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like we're not super uncomfortable sharing our feelings, and we aren't super different
Yeah.
when there are.
Because I was
going to
say, I'm doing those things whether the girls are there or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it
And
doesn't.
just because it's a
doesn't
stereotype
matter.
doesn't mean it's
Yeah.
a bad thing, too.
Right.
Like, I don't think it's a bad thing that we make fun
Yeah.
of each other.
Andrew, do you think that your wife fell in love with you because you were super manly or super funny?
Well, I think she got the best of both worlds,
Yeah.
as you can tell.
Yeah. Just look at this guy.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about like I mean, do you think that like that's still like a big thing? How do you see that showing up, like the people acting differently around other people?
I mean, I don't know if you have thoughts. I know one way that I see it in the area that we live, the county specifically, there are some very specific type of people that seem to be like dominant in the area. And that I would say that's a lot more of, say, like, I don't know, blue collar, redneck, like that type of vibe. And it's like the cool thing to do to like, let's all like, we're wearing our boots, we're wearing our jeans, we got the big trucks, like we're matching a vibe, you know? And by all means, it's not a bad vibe. Like, I sure enjoy wearing boots and jeans, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's something I see with guys a lot, that they kind of tend to group up on the mindset and then standing around, we're like,
Yeah.
we're the boys.
Yeah.
I would say I'm a bit of a social chameleon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
When I try to adapt to the mannerisms, the lingo, the people that I'm hanging out with. That's really hard. Like, it was really, I notice that a lot when I hang out with people who are a little bit Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah.
The landscaping company that I worked, my boss was a little bit Pennsylvania Dutch, and like we would like when we were around him, I just noticed we all talked like him, and he's hilarious. He's a great storyteller too. So there's some of that, but even at work, like Doris, our
Shout out.
yeah,
Shout out Doris.
Everyone loves Doris, Dolores.
Yeah.
But she's Mennonite, and
Yeah.
and she has some of the Dutchy accent, and like when I'm talking directly to her, Bill and Joel just called me out the other day because I don't remember. I said you funny.
You.
You.
Like, what are you doing, man?
And they're like, why are you talking like Doris? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
Can't
I
help myself.
Yeah. I do the same thing. I do that. Yeah. You just kind of are like, oh, how can I make people? I think that it's that side of like trying to be a people person. You're like, how can I make people feel a little more comfortable with me? Not necessarily changing who I am, but just like,
Yeah, I
make
don't
a
go
slight,
full-blown
slight
Pennsylvania
alteration.
Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to be more relatable and like be like the person that I'm talking to.
And you mentioned about that like tough guy in like our generation nowadays definitely is that like nonchalance thing, which I think
Yeah.
is a huge epidemic. Like guys trying to act like they
Oh,
don't care about anything.
yeah.
It's
I hate
annoying.
that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah. I should have. Yeah. I should
I
have.
want to be.
It's
I
not
want to
just
be
guys.
chalant.
It's not just guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have prefaced that earlier by saying that, yeah, the nonchalant thing now, especially now, the last few years, is really making a comeback.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, it's cool.
It's
to be
all
nonchalant.
Shy's fault or Shay, Gilgis Alexander, however you say his name.
Oh yeah.
The Oklahoma City Thunder guy. He's like Mr. Nonchalant. He
Yeah.
like in all of his interviews is like, they don't care.
Yeah. It's
No,
cool
it's
to
cool.
care. It's cool
Yeah.
to care about stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool to be you and not
Yeah.
care what like that's really the heart of why I love our friend group so much. Like I remember one time we were at Ashley's house actually. It's for Joel's 18th birthday party or birthday.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
But I remember hanging out with Lizzie and we were just talking, and then a couple other people wanted to eavesdrop on what we were talking about. So I think it was Asher came up and he just went like this, went rock, 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 rock. And then like someone else came up and was like post, post, post. And the other person was like fence, fence, fence. And like it like somehow evolved into this thing where all of us were just saying the thing that we were, and we made this whole vehicle. I remember someone was like seat, seat, seat. And we were like someone was a wheel, we had like 4 wheels, we had like a bumper. There was like 15 people that was pretending to be a car, and we were just all just saying the part of the car that we were, which is
no communication.
ridiculous.
necessary.
We didn't say we were gonna do this. It just started out of nothing.
Yeah.
And then I found myself sitting on top of Josh, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what is going on here? And we all just, like, I said that out loud. We all just started dying laughing,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
just, like, dispersed. And, like, that is just one example. But I feel like that
that encapsulates the principle of our friend group. Like, we're just ourselves. We
yeah.
do really
Yeah.
dumb things, and nobody
Yeah.
bats an eye at it.
Yeah.
Side note, I also came across that while it was happening, and I had no context for it. So I walked into the front yard, and there was just a group of like 10 people
Yeah.
that just seat, bumper, bumper. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm out
And
of here. What's that?
I would also say, like, I think it's like important too. Like, we've definitely put that. Like, I think all of us are comfortable being ourselves around the other people, and it's not just because we're the type of person who doesn't care what anybody else thinks. It's because we know that these people don't care what we think.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's like it's
What we do.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
what?
These people don't care about what I think.
No, yeah. It's
Yeah.
that like
Okay.
they don't care that
They don't care how we act or what
right,
we.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
They love us for the way we are.
Yeah, I've been into like niche things, and I always appreciate that you guys listen to my like tirades about them or whatever, and like I don't feel uncomfortable like sharing my like the things that I'm interested in with you guys, even though I know that you probably don't really care that much, but
Well,
yeah.
Everyone's got something
Yeah,
too. That's
exactly.
the thing. Like, there's no one in our group that I can think of that's like, I have no idea what that person likes, or
Yeah.
I don't know at least one thing that they have talked about. Even people who aren't talkers,
Right.
being like, yes, I really like whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool to like stuff and to
Yeah.
have things that you're like, I want to talk about this, even if you think, like Braden said, oh, probably nobody else like cares about this or whatever. Like,
I care about
yeah,
it,
like
so let's
talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. Yeah.
If you're like, oh, they can't possibly want another Civil War fact. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Give me that fact.
Keep coming.
Bring it on. I like people being passionate about things. There's
Yeah.
not enough passion in the world anymore.
Right. And you never know.
Stomp the nonchalant guy. We need to get that out of
You
here.
might just
Bring
start
back
somebody,
Mr. Passion.
Yeah.
You might start somebody on a new hobby
Yeah,
or a new kick
exactly.
with that you never would have thought.
Exactly.
I have a great example of that. One of our friends, Matthew, I had a childhood show that I really liked to watch when I was a kid. I loved Legos, and they had this show. It was like 2011 came out. Lego Ninjago. Oh, it was so cool. It was the coolest thing ever. I had a bunch of sets. I remember watching. I was like, this is so fire. Made for actual children, like small kids, right? And years later, we're in our 20s, and Matt's a few years older than me, so mid-20s, and I'm feeling nostalgic, pop on a couple episodes. He comes into the room. What is this? This is a kid's show. This is so dumb. Why are you watching this? I was like, it's nostalgic. He was like, fine, I'll watch an episode. And then he stays. And then he stays some more. And then he stays some more. And then I turned it off and he's like, oh, but what happens next? And he was like, do you want to watch more sometime? Fast forward to now, like at least a year later, he watches it on his own time. He does not live with me anymore.
Yeah.
And his other roommates, at least one who is mid-20s, he got into the show. Both of them never watched it as a
That's
kid.
awesome.
They love it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's good.
Shout out, guys. Shout out Ninjago.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Love it.
Shalant. Have any of you guys seen Coach Unk?
No.
It's this like Indian guy that's on like social media now. He's like, you need to
I've
be
heard of
more chalant. And he's like, come on, I will teach you. He's like, you're all my nephews now, even if you're a girl. He's very funny.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Can we get a quick pause? I gotta pee again. Sorry.
The first one was a P?
All
So
right.
that was a while.
Someone set a timer.
Wait, so this is... He's still recording, though.
Now that he's
Yeah.
gone, let's
This is the try not to dox Braden challenge.
Dirty shirt
in
after
real
hours.
time.
yeah.
Braden.
If we make
Do
fun
we
of
have
Braden
any-
now,
Do we have any embarrassing stories of Braden where we can share?
I have one. When he came down right before the podcast was filming, he zipped up his fly like 10 seconds before he turned the camera on.
Yeah. He's like,
And it was also like 10 seconds after your wife left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Merry Christmas to you guys, to the ladies.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. One time, Braden caught a snake at camp, and he named it Poopy, and he talked about it a lot. And he said, "I'm going to see my boy Poopy."
It did bite him when he went to catch
Bit
it.
him a lot of times, I think. And that snake was very mean, and nobody ever got to hold it. So, rip.
Have you started any new hobbies?
No. I feel like a lot of work, podcasting. a lot of work things. There's like always small things that at work that I'm like, oh, I could, learn a little bit more about this or that.
Yeah.
I just bought a miter saw.
I saw.
Yeah.
That you're
I
currently
will
using
soon.
as a table. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see.
No, it just came
Yeah.
this afternoon.
Okay.
I didn't even know it
Yeah.
shipped yet.
And let me tell you something. Braden knew the model number like that. He just
Yeah.
rattled it off as soon as I.
He's like,
I
yeah,
saw
it's the DWS 780.
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah.
It was a Cyber Monday deal, and we had some a gift card from leftover on the Amazon account from our wedding.
That's awesome.
And so I was like, yes, give me that.
Give me the miter
It's
saw.
expensive, but I was like, I'm gonna use this forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's DeWalt too. That
Yeah.
little thing.
I gotta do so much trim work. So I was
Is it
like,
battery or cord?
It's corded. It's it was an extra $300 to get a battery one.
Oh,
I was
word.
like,
That's.
I can run an extension cord if I'm gonna do this.
You can buy an extension
Yeah.
cord. For
I can buy a generator.
yeah, $10. Do it
Yeah.
that way.
I was gonna say I could buy a solar panel, but that's not true.
Yeah, paying for convenience. I hate that. One of my least favorite things with modern America.
Yeah.
I hate paying for convenience.
Yeah, all of these
Subscription-based services.
Oh my word!
never
Stacks
happened to the
up.
one-time purchase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's everything now. It's not just one thing. You can buy food subscription services too. There's
McKenna has
yeah.
a subscription service for our deodorant.
What?
And
I've never heard of that.
and she's like, yeah, you got to figure out how much you use it. So the first one, I used it, and then I didn't have I had to use her deodorant for a week until it shipped.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
she was like, all right, so we'll make it a little bit faster. And then the next one, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know how many swipes I'm doing or
Yeah.
whatever. It's
You just, there we go. We're done.
why is this automated?
Yeah.
Let me just go to the store and buy one.
Is it special deodorant the?
It's one of the more natural ones.
Natural
Yeah,
ones.
that
Yeah,
figured.
that makes sense.
I think it's called Primally Pure or something like that.
One of my least favorite things about the subscription things is when they still have ads.
You know
Yeah,
how you know how Disney Plus still has ads even though you're paying for
Yeah.
Disney Plus. Literally just give it to me free and make me watch the ads, or
Yeah.
I'll pay for it and don't get to, don't have me watch ads.
Or they don't tell you about the whatever, and then you start paying for it, and they're like, "Oh, well, actually, this is only for the Premium Plus users," and you're like, "What? Why didn't I know that
on,
beforehand?
man.
I'm already paying for it."
Yeah, that is
the
crazy.
American people need to go on a strike. Just have a national unsubscribe from subscriptions day to scare all these corporations and say we want a one-time purchase, or we want to
We'll have a union get together. We'll strike a deal.
To
But
be
it's
fair,
not you can
yeah.
one-time purchase Netflix,
Yeah,
or
to-
subscribe.
To be fair, most of those
streaming.
things are
there should be a price though.
yeah.
I think there should be an option. You can set it whatever you want. There should be an option.
yeah.
Most of those things are
Even if it's
still-
$3,000 or something
Yeah.
like that.
They
That
are
would be
still available
crazy.
for one-time purchase, though. Most of these things, say songs, you can still go to iTunes and buy albums and songs, right? You can still go to
You can buy all those movies individually.
movies, whatever, the Google Play Store.
I wish
you
there
can
was
buy
more
all
things
that
that we could
stuff.
pay for in ads. I wish I could go to the store and be like, I want that loaf of bread.
Half
I'll watch
off,
10
but-
ads for
but
that.
Ads,
Like-
that's crazy.
I will let someone advertise to me for that.
Yeah,
It's kind of an interesting concept.
yeah.
I often thought I would gladly let people advertise to me as long as I'm reaping the
Reaping the benefits.
yeah.
But it really depends the mood you're in. I feel because if you're in the mood of I just want to go in and get out, and I need to get to my
I hate
next
watching
thing, and then
ads.
you're like, oh, I have to,
I
or
know, but
I
I'm
have to
cheap,
jump.
though. I I mooch off of McKenna's Spotify Premium now.
Yeah.
But like before
I did
that,
too.
I always used the free version.
Really?
Have you heard of Musi?
Yeah, yeah,
I
I've
have-
heard of that.
I have Musi because that's a one-time purchase.
Oh yeah.
It's $5 to get rid of ads forever, and then it's basically just like YouTube.
YouTube downloader
Well,
or something.
it's just YouTube videos, but it plays the just the audio.
Oh okay.
So like, you can turn your phone off and it'll still.
Oh nice.
That's
Still
nice. That was like the number one like thing that people were paying for YouTube for. They wanted to be able to turn their screen off and still listen to whatever
YouTube
it was.
Premium or whatever.
Yeah.
You can
Wait.
like if you know the title of the YouTube video, you can put it in Musi and watch it. And I'm off of social media. Don't have YouTube. Have YouTube actually blocked on Safari. I think I have like 2-minute limit on.
Just in case you need to learn
Screen
how to
time.
jump your car
Yeah,
real
something
quick,
like
gotta
that.
pull up the YouTube video.
But then I can, if I need a long video, I can copy it and put it into Musi. But there's no algorithm, so it's not like going to suggest you another video. It just like closes
Yeah.
after. If it's music, they will have similar music. But
I've seen like I saw like a mic'd up clip where he's like, "You on Spotify?" He's like, "Nah, Musi." He's like, "That sounds ghetto, man." He's like,
What's that?
"It is a little bit."
I did drink a bunch of coffee like on my way home from work because I had it and I knew that I was gonna need energy for this.
Yeah.
And the energy is great.
But now you gotta pee.
Yeah.
Is your
And-
flies down?
And poop it. No, it's not.
Crotch
It was not
pod.
the first time I came.
Dude, what is it about the smell of coffee that makes you poop?
I don't.
Literally
well,
every morning I get into the cafe. As
Yeah.
soon as I start like grinding the beans, I'm like, oh, clinching.
no, it's the actual drinking of the coffee for me. Do you drink coffee?
A little bit,
By the way,
maybe twice a week.
Yeah. Gotcha. Do you guys drink coffee?
Every now and again.
Sure.
I try to avoid it because I do really like caffeine.
Yeah.
And if I drink it, I'm just going to be drinking it.
Yeah.
So
My dad is a big coffee guy, and like he always talks about like, oh, he only started drinking coffee like when he was drinking it with his grandpa, and like I never drank coffee. I like had tried it and didn't like it, but when I was working at the hardware store, I was like really having a hard time during like the last winter, just this past winter. And so I was buying like Red Bulls to like get my caffeine up, and I was like, this is like expensive and like really bad. Like that taurine is like really bad for you, and like it's just like it would make me really jittery and like just bad. So I was like, I'm just gonna start drinking coffee. It tastes terrible, but like I'm just gonna like I can survive like 1 cup. I can drink 1 cup of coffee. I'll just like disassociate, power through the taste, and then like I'll have the caffeine.
like black coffee.
Yeah, and I
oh
like
man.
I started just black, and
Yeah.
because they have they give free coffee to their employees at the hardware store, or they have it for customers as well. But they would have like specific pots in the back for like employees. So I was like, this is free, good source of caffeine. I think it's healthier than
It's healthier than a Red Bull.
it's healthier than Red Bull for sure. It's
Yeah.
definitely
Good
less-
antioxidants.
yeah, and it's less
So they say.
less healthy
Yeah.
than like just water. But
Yeah.
so anyway, I would limit myself to 1 cup a day, and I still have that limit. But now I like drink it not regularly, but like I kind of like it now. Like I like the taste of it, and like I also like how it makes me feel like a man.
Yeah.
Probably because I like.
This guy's nonchalant.
Probably because
Yeah.
I,
You should put 3
I
cups of
drink
caramel
black
in
coffee
there.
every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So literally, like
Wake
now-
up at 3 a.m. and drink my black coffee.
Yeah. So now I like if people like offer me coffee, I'm like, yeah, I'll have some coffee. And then they go, creamer and sugar, and I go, no. And I'm like,
Oh, so you're still drinking it just black?
yeah, I just drink it black.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's like I didn't necessarily intend for like me to start liking it, but now I do, and it's like nice. and I still like I'm not like addicted or anything. Like I can like I've only had I had just the cup that I had today at the end of work this week. I didn't have any the rest of the time at work. But it was funny, like when I started at the hardware store, everybody would be like, "You drink coffee?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, you'll get there." I'm like, "All right, sure." And I was always like, "No, I won't." And then I ended up.
Then you did.
I did get there.
Yeah. There is an acting tough in the coffee scene.
Oh, definitely.
As a coffee shop person.
Yeah.
Like people will come in and they'll be like this guy will come in and be like, you know, pretty big, tatted up, and he'd be like, "Can I have a large latte? Like caramel and like vanilla and like cold. You put cold foam on top."
Yeah.
Sure. And like, what season? You have strawberry? Oh, oat milk too. Like, and he's like embarrassed a little bit.
Right, yeah.
Like, I'm like, hey, just
It's all good, man.
whatever.
It's a coffee order, yeah.
Right. I used to work with a guy who called those things froofy drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Froofy. You like your froofy drinks? I do. I think that those kind of coffee drinks are fire. I know what none of them are called ever. Like if you told me to walk into a Starbucks and order something, I would not know what to say.
Right.
But I can look at it and be like, that looks good, and it probably tastes really good.
We used to go to. Well, Joel grew up in E-Town, and I'm not allowed to say that.
Yeah, it's fine.
And so there's a place called Folklore. It's like the coffee place of E-Town, and our friend group would go there somewhat regularly. And they had this one drink called Frozen Nutella Goodness. And like that's a drink that everyone would order. Some of it was because we were like middle school boys, and we're like we don't know what to get. I don't want to stand there and be like,
yeah.
So we
exactly.
would. That's like the one person was like, oh, you gotta get Frozen Nutella Goodness. So we'd all be like, I don't want to look at the menu. I don't want to be a white girl. Like I'm just gonna. So our alternative was to go like, I'll have one Frozen Nutella Goodness, please.
That's funny.
Do you want whipped cream? Yes.
Yes, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, it's like that's definitely a thing. My dad oftentimes is like if he'll see somebody putting something and he's like bah, 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 bah. And he's like, bah, I can only drink it black. I don't want any of that nonsense in there. It's like, all right. But like, so I don't have, and I know you're listening to this, Dad. You do that, whether you like it or not. It's just, I don't have I definitely don't look down on anybody having their extra stuff in it. Because like, I only.
Yeah, me neither. It costs more.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, like it's I didn't intentionally like it, and I still don't like. I won't actively seek it out unless it's like I want the energy, and I don't even like. I'm usually okay with just water too. So, so if people offer, I'd love some coffee.
Yeah.
If not,
For sure. You kind of make me laugh a little bit with you saying the thing about your dad. Like, Dad, you do that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Because I'm now at the point with my parents where I've had some of those conversations. My siblings are old enough that they can weigh in. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Me and my brother will be like, you remember when, Dad used to make us do whatever, blah, blah, blah. And my dad will be like, you never had to do that. Or you never had to do that more than once. And we'll be like, yes, we did. And he's like, no, I would remember it. And then me and my brother just kind of look at each other like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's funny. Love that.
What other manly things are out there that?
Well, I mean, we've gone through our stereotypes.
True. We can move on.
Yeah, we can move on. So I guess we can do our questions and then we'll just go with as the time flows. So our second, what we call the big boy questions on our notes app. Is how do you define success? And I think in this case, how do you define success in like friendships?
I decline to acquiesce to speak first.
Me too.
I guess that's me. For me, like kind of the marker for all of my friendships is like, are you willing to still continue to get together and care about make the relationship a priority, care about the other person, like kind of all other things. Like you can like different sports teams, you can have different theological beliefs, you can have different political beliefs, you can have different interests and hobbies, but it's like, do you care about each other enough that you're willing to work through things continually? And I think we've had success in our friend group and our relationships is because the answer to that question has always been yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you wrapped that up pretty nicely. But yeah, I mean, people often wonder like when they're making friends, like because it's hard. Making friends is not, especially now. Like it was easier when you're younger because you're kind of usually put in environments where you're forced to like be together more or less. But as an adult, you're making a friend because you choose to and because they are choosing to spend time with you also. And there's always kind of the toss up of, is this really going to be worth it? Like I'm investing my time into this person and I don't really know what it's going to look like. And there's the just kind of that thought of like, what if this is a massive waste of time? What if I don't actually connect with this person? What if they kind of fall out of my life pretty quick because I stop working this job or going to this young adult group or something like that? And I feel like a successful friendship doesn't necessarily have to be one that is lifelong. I love the concept of lifelong friends. I really hope that I have a good amount of those. I hope that I know all of you guys for a long time. But I do also have people in my life that I was close with for a season that have ceased. I wouldn't say I've necessarily ceased being friends with them, as if I saw them I wouldn't be like, hey, man, how you doing? Like, this is great. But they're not in my life to the extent that they were at one point. And that's not because something happened. It's just because we got distant and we got busy and we took
moved
different
out of state. Something like that,
yeah, something like that. And they're just things that come up, and that doesn't make me look back on the years when we were closer and think that was a waste of my time or that was not a successful friendship.
Yeah. One marker that I would say that because I kind of was thinking more long term, but like for those relationships, if you can pick up right where you left off, like like no time has passed. Like I can think of a couple friends that like haven't seen him in 7 years, see him again. Like we're very different people. Like so much has changed, but like you kind of just go back to those memories that you created together, and you just enjoy hanging out, spending time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That was like the first thing I thought of with that was like friends who have moved away. I think I've mentioned Ryan a couple times on this podcast. Like one of my best friends, like coming out of high school, who like recently moved to Seattle. It's been difficult, like him being away, and like I was a little used to that because you know he was at college, but like there was always like weekends and like we would visit each other and whatnot. But that's very much so like a lot harder to just pop over to Seattle.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's success. That's a great, well summarized all of that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, good inputs. I think is like Andrew said, it's like people that you're willing to put in the time and the energy for, but it's not a failure if you drift apart, because it's like you said, it's like sometimes it's just like that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't even know if I would really say it's a failure if your friendship fails, I guess, because in a sense it is a failure, but you also learned something extremely valuable from that interaction, and you have something to take with you that you are going to remember. And maybe it's not necessarily the best memory, but it's going to help shape who you are and help you make decisions in the future as well. So even when you lose, you still kind of win a little bit.
Growth mindset, baby.
Growth
Definitely.
mindset.
Yeah, let's go.
Shout out Carol Dweck.
Yeah.
We talk about that so much at work. I don't know if it was clear before now, but we work together every day. And that is something that we share with our staff a lot, especially last year. Everyone got so tired of hearing us say growth mindset. But it's true.
Yeah.
We're big fans of the growth mindset here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just incremental wins and improving little by little every day,
Mhm.
working towards a goal. I mean, specifically for, people with like us working towards being like Christ. But yeah.
Yeah. And I'm at least half an inch taller than I was last year. So no.
Oh, really?
Growth mindset.
Nice, yeah.
I'm in the headspace. Come on.
Yeah.
Maybe I am. I don't know.
Hey, who knows?
It's fun.
Yeah. That's awesome. Those are all great points.
And our last big boy question would be, what advice would you give to somebody? Advice for the people.
Is this like specifically about friendship or
It doesn't
just,
have
like,
to
in
be.
general?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's I always like to think about it as like, what would you have told yourself like when you were a certain age, like especially like friendships. So yeah, but it doesn't have to be about friendships. It can be about whatever.
I don't know. I would say for me, one big life lesson that I've been actively learning over the years is the concept that, because we're always taught as Christian young men from day one that like God is number one in your life. Follow God. Like he is going to give you instruction. You need to go where he wants you. Like that's your number one goal is to follow Christ. And I feel like I got so in my head about that as a young man, being like, what do I do? Like to the point where I dreaded having to make decisions because I was like, God, I don't know what the decision is. And I kind of took hearing from God as God needs to make the decision for me and tell me what it is so I can do it. And that's not the case most of the time. So I spent a lot of years learning how, like, thinking about, like, when am I asking for things? How am I asking for things? What am I looking for? How am I listening? Trying to discern, when are times that I should be pausing and seeking counsel, and when are times that I really need to just be moving forward and making a decision? Because I feel like many times I've been presented with a decision or multiple decisions, and the outcome was usually, you can serve me here, you can serve me there, you can serve me in this condition or that condition. Pick something.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a robot. So I would say something, I guess if I was summing that up to share to like younger me or a younger person especially, just get out of your head, spend time in the Word, ask God. It's not going to be quick. And sometimes the answer is not going to be, do this specific thing. I'm deciding your life for you. It's, I'm giving you options. Pick something. I'm giving you doors. I'm going to walk with you no matter what door you walk through. And obviously there is a reason to that. You need to be doing things that are aligning with the instructions he gives us in the Word. But yeah, I spent way too many years, and still do sometimes, being in my head about, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know when to move. And it's just so important to seek counsel from those around you and using your resources when doing that.
Well put.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think if I would go back and talk to the younger version of myself, like, I always wanted to have my ducks in a row, and I cared a lot what other people thought about me, and would have a lot of anxiety around interacting with people or with making decisions. And like, God really took me to a point where I realized, like, I'm always able to reevaluate. Like, there's no decision that I make that, like, once I make it, I can't make some sort of change. Now, I like, get married, and like that's a covenant that I stepped into, and that's never going to change. But like, if something bad happens within
my marriage, I'm not stuck because of the decision I made. I can go and have a conversation. If I messed up, I can go and apologize. I can learn from that experience. I can take steps to create the future that I want to have. Just think for years and years, I put so much pressure on myself to get it right before I had any of the information that I needed. And sometimes you just got to make a decision. You got to start moving. And it may not be the best decision you could have made or I could have made. But I always have that. You can always evaluate, you can always pray about, you can always seek counsel. And yeah, if someone rub you the wrong way, you can go have a conversation with them. If I messed up, I can take ownership of that. And like, I used to care a lot about what other people thought about me. And it was more like just hypothetically, if they did think about me this way. It's like if I was in a scenario where I actually did mess up and someone thought negatively of me because of that, like I can go talk to them and say, like, I'm really sorry, I messed up and that wasn't my intention. And then we move on, and it doesn't have that weight over us anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say just don't take things, younger Andrew, don't take things quite as seriously or as, like, you're going to be able to work through it.
Yeah, that's great. Did you have any things specifically about friendships or maybe like men topics? Because we've been talking about like strong men things.
No, I didn't have too much else. I think we covered a whole lot. And I think this podcast itself had kind of followed that curve that we talked about before. Like, let's get silly. Let's, like, kind of break the ice, get comfortable, and then, like, let's get deep and, like, kind of hear from one another. And obviously it's, like, this is going online, so we're not going to talk about, like, the deep, like, intricacies of our hearts, like, for everyone.
Right.
But, like, this is, like, a little sneak peek into our boys group and just kind of the friendship that we've built over the years. It's a special thing to have, and I cherish it a lot. I don't take it for granted.
I'll say, like, a little bit of like friendship advice is like to that point of like people falling, like you like growing distance between like somebody who you were once really close to. That's okay. Like, it's okay to have people like that. Everybody has people like that. It's not there's not something wrong with you or with them or with your relationship. That's just how life goes sometimes. And like, you know, people come in and out of your life at different times, and like if they stick around for a while, that's great. If they don't, you know, you learn something, and yeah, like you said. So
it's funny to like for you to say that now. I know you probably thought this like a little bit before, but I remember at one point, like when we were in like the thick of like camp and like everything, and we were like as close as friends as we probably were, like at least in time spent together. And you were like, man, don't it make you sad that one day we're not all just going to live on the same cul-de-sac together and like just have one like big happy family?
Absolutely. I remember that exact conversation. As soon as you started talking, I was like, he's going to talk about that when I said about living on the same cul-de-sac together.
Right. So we won't have that. And it's like we already don't have that. And we're seeing like at least our time and our energy drift apart. But like we're still as close as we are in heart. And like in spirit one day we will have that family, even if we're like countries apart or doing different things.
And I mean, don't forget about heaven, guys.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
We're getting a cul-de-sac in here.
We're getting a cul-de-sac.
I already talked to the big man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
There's a trailer in our yard.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, like
That would be sick. Oh my word! If you get up to heaven and God just like, hey,
Here's your trailer.
Andrew, come here. I got a trailer parked out back.
Yeah.
You guys can deck it out. You can do whatever you want in there. Get a fish tank.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? That just like we don't have that cul-de-sac. Oh yeah, like we're not hanging out every Friday night anymore.
We're
like
not
3 times a week, but
We're
like
not.
we still hang out fairly often, like usually at least once a month, and like
pretty often as far as a lot of mostly young and married adults do.
Right.
Like it's
Also, like cul-de-sac. Like, what is
Come on, bro.
Yeah, what's up with that name, bro? That's I don't know
It's
about
called a sack.
I've never even like thought more than just like, oh, that's a word.
Yeah.
I'd love the like, what is it? The semantics of that word, or just
for
like,
sure.
Yeah.
Etymology.
Yeah. I'd
We
love
used to be
the.
big into that on this podcast.
Yeah.
We haven't
Yeah.
talked about etymology in a while.
No, we
Yeah.
have not. But we've had other good conversations. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, any other things that you guys would just are itching to podcast about?
Or something that we said we were going to talk about and we didn't that you really wanted to.
The one thing that you said is if we started a podcast, what would we talk about?
Oh, yeah.
So this is actually something I have thought about before. I was thinking more along the lines of a YouTube channel than podcast. But one thing that makes me mildly frustrated is when I need to do something and like I don't know. For example, like last year the hot water pipes that does the heating in our house had air bubbles in it, so it wasn't heating our rooms. And I learned that it's pretty simple to flush the system and get the air bubbles out. So I watched a YouTube video on it, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, this is all you have to do: hook up a hose to your boiler, blow out make sure you do it till the water runs clear, so that you know that there's no air in the pipes." So I did that on my side, and it was like great. Well, the heat was working, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it on the tenant side because I own a duplex and we have tenants downstairs. I do it on their side, and the pressure gauge just starts going like, and if that happens, then the it's not really dangerous. Like there is a safety backup that will blow so that the whole boiler doesn't explode.
Right.
But then water's just spewing in your basement and flooding your basement. This was also the same night as Journey to Bethlehem. And so I needed to leave in like an hour.
Way.
Absurd.
And I was like, bro, like they made it look so easy on the video. Like I didn't think this was going to happen. I already did it on my own side, tested it first. And so I was like, I don't know what to do. This is a Friday night. Like nobody's working anymore. So I called the number on the boiler, and they like, I tell them what's happening. They're like, okay, well let me transfer you to one of our techs. I don't really know anything about boilers. And the guy on the other end goes, "Hi, this is Les. How can I help you?" Says his last name too. Dude goes to my church.
No way.
Yeah. And he's just like, I was like, here's what happened. I have a like super big event. Hundreds of people are coming, and like I need to be there, so I can't be home. He's like, "Oh, I've already been in your basement before. I know what's going on. I'll take care of it tonight. Don't even worry about it."
No way.
So that was like a huge God moment. But anyway, the frustrating thing for me is those YouTube videos, they don't show you that the years of experience that went into making that video. And so if I started a YouTube channel or a podcast, I'd want it to be on learning things.
Yeah.
There's this channel I really like. It's called Quick Learn by Mike Boyd. And he just will like, he always starts it off by saying, this is day 1, hour 0 of him learning something. So it could be like riding a unicycle. He learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. He learned how to code. He learned how to cheat in chess and like create a device that would tell him the perfect chess moves that was like hidden in his outfit. And like he is like college educated, and I think he had like an engineering background or something like that. But he is kind of just like a normal guy, and he has no experience in the thing that he's doing. But he takes hours and hours, and he like documents the whole process. And to me, that's just like, that's super fascinating. Like I care more about the journey than the end result. I mean, the end result's cool. It's like the payoff, but I think it's really special when you get to see the journey. So I don't know. I think I would love to see YouTube videos of like, here's how it actually is if you don't have these tools and these experiences. This is if you're just an average Joe with a little bit of know-how and some drive to actually figure it out. But yeah, I just think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I've heard of that type of concept referred to as redneck engineering in the past, which I think is a very funny way to say that. But yeah, that's fire. Yeah.
It's like, could be so valuable. I don't know. Like I remember like you start anything and like Like I remember when I started the business and I was like, I don't know how to do like my taxes or apply for licenses or whatever. And so it's all just trial and error. Like I got fined like once or twice. I was like, all right, never doing that again. Learn the hard way. You know, you're calling all the agencies. You're on the phone for hours. And I reached out to like a couple, like I had like a business mentor and I was like, do you know anybody that could just like walk me through the business taxes? And they were like, no. And I like called some other tax agencies and they're like, I mean, we'll do them for you. And I was like, no, I just want you to like sit down with me the first time and just like run me through it. And they're like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
And so it's like, now I know how to do it, but that's 2 years of like a lot of trial and error, like a lot of whatever. And it's like, there needs to be like, I don't know, people that are like willing to, and I would love to pass that on to other people.
Sounds
It's
like a new business idea.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, like even this podcast, like I would love to see the behind the scenes of what it took you guys. Like you guys had to buy this equipment, and you had to sit down and talk about like, I don't know if they've ever seen the questions that you send the people ahead of time. Like,
I mean, we've talked about like what questions we have, but yeah, we've done a lot of. I mean, this podcast is a lot of like work. I mean, and we've talked about it a little bit in episode 20. We did like these questions in regards to a small podcast, and so like misconceptions about what it's been like for us, and but so we've addressed it a little bit, but like we've had a lot of like long conversations about this, and like work, and like, you know, deciding between the two of us what we want this to be for ourselves, and like how much energy we give this, because like we've acknowledged on this before, like no one is like in the beginnings of his family, like, you know, something that's gonna be for his life. I'm like, you know, a little bit more free, but like I could be spending this time and energy into like, you know, plenty of other things. So like, but this is something that we both really enjoy and has been a great experience for us. And like, we want to share it with, you know, you guys, the guests that we have on, the Muppets at home. And like, so yeah, I don't know.
But all those things like sound and like lighting and like even like editing, or like even just like learning how to schedule and learning how to like fit things in. It's all skills. And it's growth mindset.
Like putting the outline together, like, and we've kind of settled into our roles. Like I do a lot of the like technical side of things, and he's really good at like getting our thoughts together and getting like an outline, and like you know, keeping us on track and keeping me on track and whatever. So
speaking of Muppets, the other day, Kimmy, my wife, was sitting in the living room, and we were just like really doing separate things. We were kind of just in the same area, and she just goes, out of the blue, "Has Brayden ever ranked you on the Muppet scale?" I said, no, he hasn't.
not to your face.
I was like, I was like, "Did he ever rank you?" She goes, "Yeah."
What did I give her?
Well, that's what I asked, and she goes, 4.
4 out of 10?
Yeah.
That's not she
that
wanted
much.
to be more Muppety?
I don't know. Was she sad about my ranking of her?
I didn't really ask.
Okay.
She did say like, if there was an Asian Muppet though, she'd probably be like a 10.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I'd have to look at see if they made any Asian Muppets. Probably.
You might have to adjust your score then.
Right. Yeah.
For Kimmy, can you give Andrew a live Muppet rating?
Yeah, I can do that. Kimmy, since you're probably watching this episode, Andrew, in his current state.
You need me to like stand up and spin around?
No, that's all right.
Okay.
I know you well enough. I think if that jacket were a little bit baggier, he'd be a little higher. As it currently stands, I'll give him a 4.5.
Ooh, I'm more of a Muppet than you, Kimmy.
Slightly more Muppety than you, Kimmy. Yeah, and we've talked about the Muppet scale on this podcast before. But it's funny, like sometimes I'll like, because I have that note app that has like every like person that I've ranked, and not every person that I've ranked. I don't write them down there, but like sometimes I look back and I was like, I give that person a 7. That person's not a 7. And then like I'll like drop them down and I'll look at it and I'm like, they were a 5 and they're like a 7. And then, so it kind of just like
Revisions.
depends on, yeah. And
It also depends on their haircut, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Haircut helps. There's a lot that goes into like a general Muppet thing. It's like your appearance, your mannerisms, your mannerisms encapsulates a lot of things, like the way that you talk, the way you move, and like I don't know, so interact. And so, you know,
That's funny.
there's a lot that goes into your Muppet scale. So, yeah.
Joel, did you have any podcast aspirations?
I've thought of a few different things over the years. Probably one I think that is of most interest to me right now, and there's a bajillion people that do this, so this is not unique, but I love a good story. I love a good story, and that can be either someone's life, a book, a movie, a stage play, you know, anything, a video game, anything that has like a capturing story. Like, I love that. So I would call Braden a movie buff. He has recommended me so many good movies over the years. I don't know if I'd quite put myself at movie buff level, but I'm a very avid movie enjoyer. I love a good movie. And something, go ahead.
That's also where I would put myself.
You've seen more movies than me, but I feel like I've seen a lot of movies.
Yeah. There's
So,
a
like,
lot of people though that are like a real
Yeah.
movie buff. I wouldn't
Yeah.
consider myself a real hardcore movie buff.
Yeah.
I would say I'm close.
Just know that I consider you a movie
And I appreciate that. That is a compliment that I.
You're
hold
probably the
dear to
biggest
my heart.
movie buff we know.
Yeah.
And in our friend
Personally-
group,
personally.
I think I am.
Yeah.
But
But because of that, I think that I've started thinking a little bit deeper about the movies that I watch as the older that I get. And once I get really invested in a story or a universe or something like that, I'll do like on my own time a bunch of research into the background. Like, what do the story writers have to say about this? Are there extra other pieces of media that went to influence this thing that I saw, right? So one time earlier this year, I think, I sat down with two of our friends, Joel and Asher, and they were like, hey, we would like to watch this theory video that we saw on The Truman Show, which states, if you know anything about The Truman Show, it states...
we've talked about it on our podcast.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if I'd heard that or not.
The Theory or The Truman Show?
Just the Truman Show.
Yeah.
We've talked about some
The
theories.
The
about it,
theory
yeah.
is the theory that this guy, when we sat down and watched a YouTube video, the theory the guy was making was Truman knows since the very beginning
Right.
of the it's not that he actually finds out, because in the movie he finds out he's in a simulated world, but in this he knew all along and he's just pranking the audience essentially. Then we sat down and watched that movie, and it totally made it feel different for me, and we talked about it for so long afterwards. So I would love to have a podcast where I'm with my friends and we get invested like in a movie, or I'll take time to watch, whether it's together or separately, and then we come back and talk about it, but talk about, oh, what theories exist about this movie? How does that impact your viewing experience? Can it feel different? Because that was one thing we wanted to test. Does it feel different? It did.
Yeah.
The movie felt different to me watching it with that, like being in that headspace.
Yeah. And I wonder too, like
Yeah.
watching a movie that nobody in the friend group has seen before.
Yeah.
You come up with your own opinions and you decide, here's some things that stood out to me. Here's some things I liked. Here's some things I didn't like. You share that together. Then you watch it again and you see like maybe there was something I didn't like about the movie.
Right.
And somebody liked that specific thing because they looked at that part of it differently. You watch it again and you're like, oh, man, I did like that. And
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really interesting concept.
And
we
I
should
don't
do that sometime.
We should. I'm very down. And I don't know how entertaining that is for outside people,
True.
but I know at least for me, it makes me feel like, wow, I'm expanding my brain right now. Which is sick.
And honestly, like,
Yeah.
I felt much more like we're putting out a meaningful product in season 2 because, we're having more meaningful conversation.
Yeah.
But there were times where, like, I revealed to my boss today that we have a podcast. Like, he was like, "What are you up to tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm recording a podcast." And he's like, "Oh, you have a podcast?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And he's like, "What's it about?" And that's always the first question that people ask when I tell them we have a podcast. They're like, "What's it about?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing really."
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, well, just to your point of like, would outside enjoyers like that?
Right.
Like, that's up to them.
Yeah.
We can at least put it out there. And,
Somebody might.
yeah.
I like what you guys put out.
And I appreciate that. But there's absolutely a part of me that was like, who's even going to want to listen to us just like yap about nothing? Because, I mean, we've had many meaningful conversations, I think. And like good ones and fun and enjoyable ones. But like, you know, there's other things to listen to out there. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why does anybody listen to anything?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You can keep
yeah.
going with that. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come on.
Yeah.
You got some other things to do tonight. So, but yeah, it's been a joy. Was there anything else that you wanted to do before we tie a bow on this?
I don't think so.
All
You
right.
guys still don't. Sorry, how am I trying to say? You guys don't end with Kiss Mary Jim Henson's anymore, do you?
No, we haven't done
I
one
couldn't
in a
remember if
while.
you'd stopped
I
doing
know.
that or
Yeah.
not.
We didn't intentionally do that.
Yeah.
Like, we'd still do that. I feel like we have had enough to talk about otherwise.
Yeah. The episodes have just been going long with
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
meaningful conversations. So
Which is
Yeah.
totally fair.
yeah.
All that to say, again, at some point you should do one because they're very entertaining.
Do you want to do a quick one real quick?
If you guys have time.
What time is it?
What time? What are we rocking with?
It's 8:15. We'll do a quick one real quick.
For them, it's probably not 8:15.
Do you?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what we mean when we say Kiss Mary Jim Henson? You can probably guess.
I don't even know who Jim Henson is.
Oh, man.
So Jim Henson is the creator of the Muppets and the Jim Henson Company. He started like the Muppets, was one of the key people in starting like Sesame Street.
Gotcha.
In like the first episode, we were talking about Jim Henson and the Muppets, and no one was unsure if he was alive. And I said, Jim Henson is, and which I will bleep that because we're not supposed to say like or on YouTube.
So there's gonna be like 17 bleeps. So we said Kiss Mary Kill a bunch.
Yeah. Well,
Dude,
so
stop saying it.
we
You
start.
have to bleep
We
it.
started saying Kiss Mary Jim Henson, and using Jim Henson instead of.
He really wants to say it.
You can say it. I'm just gonna make more work for me tomorrow when I have to edit this. But so yeah,
Oh, I don't know if I can choose.
let's do a quick. We'll finish off with a quick Kiss Mary Jim Henson. So we just decided on this one. These are all Wii games. Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart Wii, and Mario Super Sluggers. Boom. I actually think I already know my answer, but I don't want to go first. but I
Sometimes
can.
it changes when you discuss,
True.
though.
True. That's true.
You get into the intricacies.
Yeah.
Or how long between you played each game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was literally thinking about Super Sluggers when we were talking about the trailer because I have fond memories of Super Sluggers in the
Hours.
trailer.
Yeah.
Hours.
Yeah.
Just building teams and crafting them. Shout out to Wiggler, my goat.
Yeah.
He's so tall, he's so fast.
Right.
When he gets angry, it makes me happy.
Yeah. I think we've had Wii's in most of the locations that we
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
now and frequent all.
Yeah.
Wii's like one of the best things because you can totally just talk the whole time and
Yeah.
like, yeah.
It's one of those game consoles that even if you talk to people that don't like video games or like, I don't want my kids to have video games, you say, what about a Wii? And they're like,
Well, okay.
That's-
Wii's
that's
all
a-
right.
yeah.
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 I mean, it's a
Yeah.
Wii.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
an
we-
essential.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. There's just something different about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have the fond memory of the Mario Kart tournament.
Yes.
That was
the full
super.
32.
We had
Yeah.
two. We had two basement TVs and we set up in my basement. And how many people were in there in that tournament? Like 16.
There's a bunch.
Something like
It was
that.
a lot.
Yeah.
We had like,
I don't know if I was there.
You couldn't make it. I came late. I didn't get
Yeah.
to actually be in the.
and we had people who like don't usually hang out with us come
Yeah.
and like because it was a big thing. It was like
Yeah.
right. It was soon after camp had ended the one summer. I do have the trophy in my room still. I won that.
Oh, yeah, it was a can
Yeah.
of soup.
Yeah, it was 2 cans of soup. It was a Mario can and a Minecraft can. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
And it's in my room.
It's fire.
Yeah,
It's rigged. He had home field advantage.
yeah, yeah.
Also, plays way more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was talk about maybe the format was not completely fair. I maintain that it was. And yeah.
The victors always write history.
Right. But yeah. So Mario Super Sluggers and Mario Kart Wii, for me, I think I've played a lot of both of them, and like both were big parts of my childhood. Like me and my whole family would play them together. So yeah, it's gonna be tough choosing between the two of them.
I can come right out the gate with a spicy take that
Give it
none
in.
of you are going to agree with. My
Toss it in.
immediate Jim Henson is Super Sluggers.
Really?
But I think that's because, as you guys know, I'm not a baseball guy.
It's true.
I
know that.
And I never played in the trailer. My experience with it in the trailer was cool. I guess I'll watch them argue over Super Sluggers and talk to whoever's not playing Super Sluggers. So for me, we never had that game growing up. People's houses I went to never really wanted to play it. So it was one that I tried. I think you guys might have had me try it like once. And I didn't have the longevity with it to have a relationship with it. So I just kind of was like, nope, not for me.
Right,
So
yeah. You never even dated. Like, how are you gonna go ahead?
Yeah.
And, you can't marry.
It's
you
true.
know what I mean?
Let alone kiss.
It's true. I can't even kiss.
Yeah.
Can't.
So what are you putting in? For the other
Well, I can get to that. I assume probably none of you guys are going to agree with me on that, though, because I know all of you guys really like.
I agree. I think
Really?
it's
Really?
pretty one note to me. I don't
Mario
know.
Super Sluggers.
Yeah, Super Sluggers and like the Super Sluggers stands may disagree, and I have a good time playing it, but like if it clearly can't be my lifelong connection. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty one note for me. I mean, there's a little bit of diversity you can throw in there.
For me, like, playing the Wii, I play it by myself, really only to train to be able to beat everybody else, especially in Mario Kart Wii. So, like, for me, like, the biggest and most important aspect is, like, how can she treat my friends, you know?
Yeah.
And how does she play into our group dynamic? For me, Mario Super Sluggers is hanging out with her is one of the greatest, friend
Everyone
group
loves her.
activities. Yeah, everyone loves
She's
her.
one of the boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and when she comes around, like, we all have a great time. So, yeah.
Except for
she
Joel,
excludes
apparently.
me a
Well,
little bit.
you said you enjoy listening.
But she gives me opportunity to talk to other people. So
Yeah.
You have an open thing.
All the
with
boys
Super
are
Sluggers.
enthralled with her, so Joel
Right.
steps in with the other girls.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, yeah. Super Sluggers for me is.
Honestly, I think some of that is because you don't have a brother. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but for me, like, when I think about those games, I think about exclusively playing with my brother.
Yeah.
Not exclusively, like, but almost exclusively playing with my brother growing up.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard for me to Jim Henson any of them because
Absolutely.
it's like that's like a piece of a big piece of me and my brother's
Yeah.
relationship.
Well, I have a dad and a cousin, a male cousin similar to my age, and I played those a lot with the two of them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
But
And I specifically remember one time, like the one time my sister played Sluggers with me, she like started to win. I turned the Wii off. I was so pissed. Yeah, I was so bad.
Yeah.
because she never played that game, and then the one time she did, she like was starting to beat me, and I was like, nope.
That's a canon moment for Braden.
Yeah.
I
And
have-
I remember getting in big trouble for that. Anywho.
that is
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. I have such a similar memory that, like you're saying with the brother thing, with Super Mario Brothers, like specifically me and my brother, and I
Just
know
picking each other up, throwing
you're
each other
just
in the
like,
lava.
all the things you can do to each other in that game, and you're just like,
Yeah.
dude, stop! I just want the the firefly. Nope, I get both of them. Oh, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
for that reason, I gotta put that in Kiss because I feel like there's just an immaturity to it.
Yeah.
Like they're just full of emotion. Like
Are you saying Mario Brothers or are you saying
Yeah.
Super Slick? Okay.
Mario Brothers. Like I'm putting that in my Kiss because, yeah, we didn't start playing it till after the other ones,
Right.
and it was like so much fun. Like
And you're a double dash guy, right?
yeah,
More
so-
than a Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart Wii.
I didn't really do. I didn't really do too much Wii, but I love. Give me some Double Dash on
Yeah.
the GameCube.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So are you ready to?
Just some of the help me and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bubble.
and the bubble. Yeah,
Oh.
bubbling is huge. Yeah.
Having your brother follow you he's always Luigi. You're Mario. He's
Right.
Luigi, and
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
you're my little peasant, peasant brother.
Yeah, I was often player one as well. Okay, I'm Jim Hensoning Mario Brothers.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Wow.
like I did like Mario Brothers, but I played the other two so much more, especially like with my dad, with my cousin, and like my family, and even like I feel like we as a friend group have played more Mario Kart Wii and Mario Super Sluggers.
Yeah.
So I'm Jim Henson doing Mario Brothers. I'm going to marry Mario Kart Wii, and I'm going to kiss Mario Super Sluggers. And I might change that if nobody marries Super Sluggers.
Yeah, I am going to Jim Henson Super Sluggers. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have a smooch from time to time with the Mario Bros, the classic, and then you gotta marry just Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Jim Henson Mario Kart Wii. Okay, now
Wow.
if it was
Wow.
Double Dash, instantly marrying her.
Sure.
But because it's the Wii and I grew up on
Younger sister
yeah,
of Double Dash.
yeah, I just didn't play Mario Kart Wii as much, and then when I
Sure.
started playing, everyone else was already better. And like I didn't do the nunchuck.
Yeah.
Like I did the motion controls, and then like it doesn't go as much as you want, and it's just infuriating. So I'm axing that. So that means super what is it? Mario Sluggers.
Super Sluggers, yeah.
Super Sluggers. I'm gonna marry. I feel
Wow.
like that's a classic.
Yeah.
I fell in love with that one from a young age, and I feel like it's just consistent. I know you said it was one note, but I kind of like the consistency and like, yeah.
And you are a baseball guy.
Yeah, I am a huge baseball guy.
And I would argue that Mario Super Sluggers for the Wii is the best baseball game out there. Like, I've played a little bit of the show. Not my cup of tea.
Pablo Sanchez says otherwise.
True. Backyard Baseball 97 is a great game. There's also
Can you rob home runs in that game though?
no. And there also is the Wii Sports Baseball, which is very fun, but it lacks the complexity that
Yeah.
Mario Super Sluggers does.
Yeah.
So I do maintain that Mario Super Sluggers is the best baseball game out there, which is kind of insane that it is, but I do feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I gotta be in that Jim Henson boat for Super Sluggers, just because no emotional connection for me, childhood or otherwise. I do still really enjoy those trailer memories, and I wasn't like upset that people were playing it while I was there. It's just for me, I was like, not my thing. I'll just be here and vibe and do other things. So, yeah, the other two are really hard because I have a lot of memories with both of them that go back a long way, both with friends and family. But I think I am going to have to give the kiss to Mario Brothers just because that's usually there's less people involved. And I like doing things with people a lot. And that it doesn't diminish the fun, but with Mario Kart, you can do tournaments. It's much more common to do like a switch on and off every race or something like that.
Definitely.
Like people get the energy up and going. Don't get me wrong, screaming at your friends playing 4-player Mario Brothers is hilarious.
Yeah.
I've recently taught 2 of the guys from our friend group who somehow never played the game as kids, and they responded exactly how we did as kids, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, that's
It was
awesome.
so funny to play it with them. But Mario Kart Wii just has there's the nostalgia, not that Mario Brothers doesn't, but the nostalgia factor, the pulling everybody in, the hype, like you said, they're a tournament for trophies, like, and that's not just us. I know other people do that too. Like, it's a renowned sport
Yeah.
in the esport world. So
I'm gonna have to marry Mario Kart Wii.
And to the point that I said earlier about like Super Sluggers, like how she brings everyone in, she's a big part of a friend group.
Yeah.
I do feel like Mario Kart Wii does that and takes it up a notch. Like,
Yeah.
It's just like that much more. So
For sure.
yeah, I think that was good. I think all three of those were represented well by us, and like that was good, solid answers all around. And I do love like oftentimes like people will be like, "Oh, Mario Kart Wii, I'm great at that game." I was like, "Oh, you?
Oh,
think so?"
are you really?
Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah,
Cool.
you know you're in for it. Like, they're like, "Oh, what do you main?" And I'm like, whichever one's funnier at the time."
Yeah.
Usually it's Dry Bones or like Toadette or
Right.
whatever. And then
Yeah.
Braden's like, "I know, I always do this one."
Yeah. So I'll give you a little bit. If you're not great at Mario Kart and you don't have all like the technical like things down of being able to play manual, I would suggest Toadette on the Blue Falcon automatic. Take some unlocking to get to that, but it's great speed and acceleration, really good handling, and so as long as you can like take turns well, then you'll be all right.
Isn't there a hack to instantly unlock too?
Probably, yeah.
I think
Yeah. You can
so.
just.
I mean, if
download
you
a
want to
s-
be,
you can just download a save file that
Yeah.
has everything.
you
unlocked.
could also though.
I'm just saying, if you're a casual player
Yeah.
and you need to unlock to get to that,
Right. But like a really easy way to get better at the game is by like going through the work of like unlocking things. 'Cause,
growth mindset.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
go.
And it's really easy to just look up, okay, how do I unlock Toadette? Okay, let me do that. Suddenly you're better at the game, and
Yeah.
but anyway. That was my 2 cents about Mario Kart.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys again for coming on. Really appreciate it. I treasure our friendship. I hope it lasts for the rest of our lives. And you guys rock.
Yes.
Love you.
We'll see you on the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in here. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for washing.
Go do your laundry.
Do your laundry right now.
Oh.
Let's go, England!
What's going on? Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum.
What was the question again?
Cool. Should we? Oh, you just got me on camera picking my nose.
Nah. Got him.
Got it out. Got it out.
I'm putting that in the bloopers.
No.